videotape and rotate.
The tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.
This is the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, as viewed from overhead by the Goodyear blimp, America. Tonight, it's the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Perfect weather for football. Both these clubs battling to stay close to the undefeated Washington Redskins. And NFL Monday Night Football is brought to you by Firestone. The name that's known is Firestone, where the rubber meets the road. And by Ford, who invites you to see all the 72 better ideas at your Ford dealers.
Over 60,000 people here in the Cotton Bowl tonight to see the Giants against the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell. Welcome to another Monday night of NFL football. And tonight, the atmosphere is as tense in this booth as it is on the gridiron. We have coming to vocal grips the ex-Giant Frank Gifford and the ex-Cowboy Don Meredith. Hopefully, I shall serve as a provocative catalyst during the course of the evening. And hopefully, too, we've got a great matchup, equivalent to that here in the booth, on the gridiron. The Giants at 2-1, surprisingly, against the Cowboys at 2-1, as each team chases the division-leading Washington Redskins in the Eastern Division of the National Football Conference. And we've got another feature coming up for you tonight that should be interesting. The possible first appearance of number 33, Dwayne Thomas, just activated, the great back of a year ago who helped lead the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. But why talk more? Let's analyze the Cowboys through the voice and knowledgeability, immense as it is, of the great one of yesteryear, number 17, Don Meredith.
Thank you, Howard. Let's do hope that we don't let the activities of this booth overshadow the activities of the Cotton Bowl, because we are here to bring you a very good football game. Contrary to what Howard mentioned, I don't really know that much about the Cowboys, except I was there for 9 years. They've changed a great deal. The team has always been highlighted by multiple offensive formations and coordinated defenses. The first fellow that we're going to show you tonight is not the starting quarterback, and that is Craig Morton, number 14. Roger Staubach is scheduled to start. Craig Morton was with the Dallas Cowboys when I was here. Roger Staubach was not. He's a young fellow from Navy. Craig played his college ability out in California. I don't know. They've had some trouble with deciding which one is going to be number one. Roger's going to start out tonight. Both boys are very capable. One thing that is sure, they have a great guy in the backfield to give it to that can run, and that's number 35, Calvin Hill. Calvin is from Yale. He's a heck of a runner. Calvin can go outside. I think we'll see the Cowboys try to exploit his speed and the versatility that Calvin Hill does have. He may even throw a play pass tonight. Let's be looking for all of it. Now we'll hear what Frank's got to say about those wonderful New York Giants. Come on, Frank.
Well, Don, I don't know either. I only spent 12 years there with the Giants. We'll try and get along. The Giants, I think, are in a lot of trouble this evening. Many people probably do not know that Ron Johnson, their great running back of last year that gained over 1,000 yards, will not play. He was placed on the move list very late this afternoon. He's been replaced on the roster by a rookie out of the University of Southern California, Charlie Evans. And Ron Johnson will be out for at least 2 weeks. If the Giants win tonight, it'll be because they will get a great performance from their quarterback, Fran Tarkenton. And Fran Tarkenton has had many great performances over the years against the Dallas Cowboys. He's the kind of quarterback that's scrambling it around, can really confuse the staid, if I can use that word, Dallas defense. They're a keying defense. When you get that quarterback out of the pocket, they get into a lot of trouble. They also have a great playbreaker in their number 1 draft pick, Rocky Thompson from West Texas State. Rocky Thompson, who last week against the St. Louis Cardinals in a 21-20 win by the Giants, went 93 yards for a touchdown. It was a great effort. He did it earlier against New England in the preseason, and he has blinding speed. Let's take a look at it. Jim Bakken kicking off for the St. Louis Cardinals. The Giants at this point trailing and in trouble. Thompson takes it at the 7. Watch the block of Dick Kotite, number 87. Right there. He springs Thompson, and it's all over. Rocky Thompson, who will be receiving the kick tonight for the Giants, is the kind of man who can get them off to a good start. And we'll be ready for tonight's kickoff in just a moment.
Unfortunately, your new 1972 Winter is almost ready for delivery. Fortunately, a new Firestone tire that will change the way you feel about winter driving is ready for delivery now. Firestone stops you cold, starts you cold, helps you steer your way through winter weather. New Firestone asymmetrical town and country tires. The winter tire with 3 separate treads. An open traction section to help you start or stop. Center Z-bars for stability and mileage. A stable traction section to help your steering control. Adding up to a wide tread that holds a third more ice-gripping studs than any tire we've made before. These new tires are designed for front wheels, too, to give you even more steering and stopping control on ice. Winter always has a few surprises for you. This year, get Firestone asymmetrical town and country tires from your Firestone dealer or store, and you'll have a few surprises for winter.
My wife says I can only have one beer. And this is it.
There's a big beer brotherhood of ham. You're on to something good with ham.
Ham, tap and regular, is brewed for natural drinkability. Nothing artificial. There's always room for another ham.
The big beer drinking brotherhood of ham.
I'm Roger Staubach of the Dallas Cowboys. Sometimes there's no place to hide. Make sure you don't try to hide behind a curtain of drugs.
Again, from overhead, the Goodyear blimp, giving us a fine view of the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. The New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Getting ready to kick off is Mike Clark of the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants having won the toss. And going deep for the New York Giants will be number 28, Bobby Duhan, and number 22, Rocky Thompson, the speedster, the number 1 draft pick of the New York Giants from West Texas State. Keep in mind, as we mentioned moments ago, that last week, Rocky Thompson carried one back against the Cardinals, 93 yards for a touchdown. Great speed. We're underway. The ball going deep to the goal line where Thompson will take it at about the 4. Thompson over the 35 to about the 37, still spinning. Fumble on the play. Claxton Welch at the bottom of the pile. Claxton Welch, number 42, has picked off Rocky Thompson's fumble on the very opening play.
Well, it's a way to start one, Frank. Looked like Thompson had this one broken for a good game. He had good blocking. Let's see who hits him in there. A couple of guys. That was Claxton Welch, number 42, came in and picked it up. And that was too loose. The Cowboys got a big break.
That they do. 1st and 10 on the Giants' 40-yard line. Roger Staubach, the quarterback. Lance Allworth comes left. He's number 19. Bobby Hayes, the speedster, is in the slot, number 22. Calvin Hill moves to the flank, and this is Garrison around the right side. Garrison breaking across the 40 and close to out of bounds at the 39-yard line. And we will set that offensive backfield. Calvin Hill, number 35, is the fullback. Walt Garrison, 32, the halfback. Lance Allworth is starting for the first time, obtained from San Diego in a trade, one of the great receivers of all time in pro football. He's number 19. Bob Hayes, number 22, is the split end. 87, Billy Truex, another shakeup by Tom Landry, will start at tight end. Billy Truex, obtained from the Los Angeles Rams. And this is the man on the spot, Roger Staubach. 6'3", 197 pounds, a former Heisman Award winner, now in his 3rd year with the Cowboys. 2nd down, 9 yards. Staubach looking to pass. Gets one off deep. Overthrowing Bobby Hayes. Roger Staubach looking downfield. Carl Lockhart back, attempting to cover Bob Hayes. In that offensive line, for Roger Staubach at right tackle, number 70, Rayfield Wright. Blaine Nye, a fine veteran guard, is at the right guard position, 61. And we have a flag down at the line of scrimmage. The options being discussed with Carl Lockhart, the acting captain for the Giants. This is Tommy Bell, our referee. That's a big one. The official indication of pushing against the Cowboys. That will give Roger Staubach a second down and 24. At left guard, as we continue across that offensive line, John Nyland. Number 76, Ralph Neely. Number 73 is the left tackle. And at center, Dave Manders, number 51. Second down and 24. Coming left, both speedy receivers. Lance Allworth wide to the left. Bob Hayes in the slot. Billy Truex, the tight end, splits out right. The Cowboys shift. And we'll see a lot of that this evening. The fake draw. The pitch goes to Calvin Hill, and he fumbles the football. And I believe that was lateral.
Well, they haven't looked real sharp so far.
Look nervous.
Calvin Hill bobbling that football. And it was ruled a lateral, a loss of about 2 yards. Third down now, and make it 25. Defensively in the secondary for the Giants, at the left corner is Athos, 45. Joe Green's the tight safety, 33. Carl Lockhart, the free safety, 43. Willie Williams, the right cornerback, he's number 41. Again, both wide Dallas receivers come to the left, both speedy wide receivers. You see Hayes in the slot. Out wide, Lance Allworth. Staubach again going deep. Almost picked off by Joe Green at the 20-yard line. Joe Green coming over from his tight safety position, which will give you an indication that the Giants are going to try and attempt to get double coverage on those two speedy receivers. Staubach comes to the sidelines. The Cowboys will have to punt. Ron Whitby will come in, number 10. Dropping deep with the Giants, number 43, Carl Lockhart, as we look at head coach Tom Landry conferring with his quarterback, Roger Staubach. Also deep with Carl Lockhart, number 28, Bobby Duhan. Fine kick. Great effort by Charlie Waters.
Wow.
But it will be the touchback. And with timeout, the score is the Giants nothing, the Cowboys nothing.
You said you wanted to uncomplicate your life. Remember? Start now with the Schick injector system. We designed it for better balance so it's more maneuverable, easier to control. Because we believe a good, clean shave should be a simple, natural act. Schick injector system. Simplify.
You might not recognize me because I put on a few pounds, but I'm the mouse that ran up the clock. Here's why I stopped running.
1 o'clock.
Panasonic's talking clock radio. Touch it, and it tells you the time in words.
1 o'clock.
Panasonic makes a lot of radios in crazy shapes and colors, some with cassette recorders. Radios that put you in the center of an orchestra. But this one's my favorite. Hickory dickory.
101.
Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
On the sidelines, head coach Alex Webster of the New York Giants looks on as his Giants take over 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line, their own 20, following the touchback. A 53-yard kick by Ron Whitby. And you'll see a lot of shifting and moving around on the part of the Giants. They're going to try and confuse a very strong Dallas defense. Now in the stacked I. Now with motion. Rich Houston going to the left. To the middle is Coffey, and I believe another fumble. And another Cowboy recovery. At the bottom of the pile, number 63, Larry Cole.
Well, gentlemen, so far your respective teams are performing a comedy of errors.
Howard. Only underway.
Howard. Never forget. At least Frank and I have respective teams.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys. They have the ball on the Giants' 24-yard line. They, too, shift and move around. Allworth now into a short wing formation. Now he goes in motion. The toss goes to Calvin Hill. Behind Rayfield right, out to the right. Calvin Hill down to about the 15-yard line, make it the 14. Carl Lockhart coming over to help out with the tackle. Joe Green is there, number 33. And again, a flag is down. And Howard, I'm starting to agree with you.
It's about time.
Another big one. Cowboys are going into this game, Frank, with the idea that they've got to control the ball. And I think we'll see a lot of runs. I think we're going to see a lot of sweeps. They expect to get Calvin Hill outside. Hope we don't see a lot of the infractions by both teams. It just doesn't lend itself to a good ball game.
Second down now on 22 yards. Roger Staubach brings the Cowboys up to the line of scrimmage. Both speedy receivers to the left. Bob Hayes, Lance Allworth. Staubach dropping straight back. And he wants to get on the scoreboard early, and he overthrows Lance Allworth at the goal line. Staubach's passing record in 1970. That defensive line for the Giants, number 71, Bob Lurcham, a left end. Jerry Shea, 75, the left tackle. Roland Lakes, number 76, the right tackle. Fred Dreyer, number 89, the right defensive end. John Douglas, a former Cowboy, is number 51. Jim Files, now in his second year, doing a fine job at middle linebacker for the Giants, number 58. Ralph Heck is on the left side. He's 55. Staubach, 0 for 4. Second down, 22. Fran Tarkenton on the sidelines looking on. Last year, the Cowboys and the Giants split. The Cowboys winning the first one, 28-10. The Giants winning the second, 23-20. Second and long yardage. Lance Allworth in motion. Calvin Hill hit hard by Ralph Heck, 55. Roland Lakes was over, number 76. That'll give us time to tell you that our telecast is presented by authority of the Dallas Cowboys Football Club. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys Football Club and the National Football League is prohibited. Third down and 22. Don, you've seen a lot of these.
You bet. I think he'll try the pattern that he called a while ago. We'll see Allworth come back across the middle, what they call a wing-in pattern.
Staubach looking down, looking for Allworth across the middle. Don, you were right on. Allworth wasn't. Drops the ball at the 14-yard line. Lance Allworth, as I mentioned before, one of the truly great receivers of all time.
We'll watch it again. Allworth, as you know, has injured ribs. This is his first time to be back in there. Let's see if this affects his jump. The ball did look like it was in there. He came back across the middle. That one was in there. It should have been caught. Good throw by Roger. Bobby Hayes on that pattern is the clear-out man. He's in between where Allworth is and the tackle, and he goes right straight down to clear it out. There's a good hole in there. Going to try a field goal.
And to attempt the field goal, Mike Clark, number 83, comes on as we watch in the end zone. Danny Reeves holding at the 42-yard line. It's up. And it just clears the crossbars. The Cowboys on the scoreboard. 42-yard field goal to Mike Clark. In NFL Monday Night Football, the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys continues from the Cotton Bowl with the score. The Cowboys 3, the Giants nothing.
Searching for beauty and elegance, you'll find it with a luxurious new 72 Ford LTD Brougham. It's Quiet Plus. Engineered for quiet strength. Built to be strongly quiet. Inside, superb tailoring with fine, richly textured fabrics. Outside, new styling excitement. Up front, along its sleek profile, even in the back. End your search with a 72 Ford LTD, sure to be spotlighted wherever you go. A quiet car plus distinctive styling equals a better car, a better value for you. Take a quiet break in the luxurious new Ford LTD at your Ford dealers. Quiet Plus, another better idea from Ford.
11 minutes and 43 seconds remain in the first period from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Mike Clark, whom you are just now looking at, has just kicked a 42-yard field goal. The Cowboys out in front, 3-0. Deep is Rocky Thompson. Inside the end zone, ahead of Rocky Thompson, is Bobby Duhan. Another high kick, which Thompson will field in the end zone, and he'll run it out. Rocky Thompson back to the 15-yard line. Dwayne Thomas down to make the tackle, number 33, who's just been activated, as Howard mentioned at the top of our telecast.
Well, now let's see what the Giants can do offensively. You're looking at Dwayne Thomas now, of course, as he seeks to get in there and make the tackle. This young man is apparently fired up for a very great many reasons, many of them personal, many of them confusing and not understood by these reporters and by the American public. But he is a very great football player, and we'll watch him at every opportunity tonight.
And his effort puts the Giants on their own 14-yard line. Joe Morrison is in a one setback. Tarkenton sprinting out, looking for Morrison. He has him. And did he have control of the football? Officials rule that he did at the 25-yard line, Tarkenton to Morrison. And I think we'll see a lot of that this evening. Tarkenton, knowing that he will get pressure from a great defensive front forward, George Andre, 66. The right defensive end, Bob Lilly, 74. One of the truly great tackles of all time at right tackle. Jethro Pugh, 75. Larry Cole is the defensive left end, 63. There's your measurement. First down, New York.
I think there's another reason, Frank. We'll see Fran roll out. You mentioned some very good ones. Another one is Dallas, being a coordinated type team on defense, is geared for a drop-back type passer. They function, they key off of a drop-back passer. When you're on a rollout, a lot of things can happen. And Tarkenton is a man that can make a decision very quickly, either run or throw, and that puts added pressure in a centralized or localized spot from that defense.
Flip to McNeil. The wide end goes to the left. Joe Morrison, Junior Coffey, the setbacks. Now Rich Houston, the flanker, goes in motion. This to Rich Houston. Mel Renfro trying for the tackle as Houston moves up to the 30-yard line. Great speed on the part of Houston.
I'd like to make the point, too, Frank, that we're going to see some very wild things tried by the Giants on the offense tonight. Things you won't believe. Scrambles of a whole new type that Frank will depict as they take place.
I will try.
This team is obviously making concessions to itself in the face of the fact that they are without Ron Johnson and also without Tucker Frederickson, who's on the move list.
All right, second down and 5 for Tarkenton. He has his stacked eye. Junior Coffey directly behind. Joe Morrison. Now Rich Houston goes to the left in motion. This is Coffey. Coffey met at the line of scrimmage. Hard. The 74, Bob Lilly is there. Chuck Halley's there, 54. George Andre, 66. In that secondary for the Dallas Cowboys, Mel Renfro, number 20, is the right cornerback. Cliff Harris has opened at the free safety. Cornell Green, number 34, is the tight safety. 26, Herb Adderley, the 10-year veteran, is at the left corner.
Cliff Harris, number 43, is in there in place of number 41, Charlie Waters, whom many feel was the culprit on the touchdown pass to Roy Jefferson a week ago that broke open the game for Washington.
Now on 3rd and 3, out to the left is McNeil. You can call this whatever you want. It's funny. Straight drop back. Over the middle to Bob Tucker. Tucker just short of the 40-yard line. Bob Tucker, number 38, the tight end.
Watch for that all game long. Fran likes to throw to Bob Tucker, a very unheralded and underpublicized tight end, number 38, on key third down situations.
We saw the Cowboys blitz on that last play, too. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do more of that tonight. The Cowboys blitz against certain formations rather than down situations. And if we see a lot of unusual formations and motions, I'm sure we'll see the linebackers coming.
First and 10 from the 38-yard line, their own 38-yard line. McNeil to the left, Houston to the right. Tarkenton getting in trouble. A flag goes down. The ball goes out to Coffey. He's up over the 43-yard line. The flag is down at the 46-yard line. Dave Edwards there to stop Junior Coffey. Discussion with Fran Tarkenton, the acting captain for the Giants.
It looked to be a defensive holding downfield, Frank, which is somewhat different from pass interference in that I think they got Edwards for holding the receiver. The ball was not thrown to him, and therefore he didn't interfere with his opportunity to catch the ball, but rather he just interfered with his opportunity to run a pass. But as oftentimes is the case, I could be wrong.
Discussion continues. Now Herb Adderley has moved in, number 26. Referee Tommy Bell. The umpire is George Kennard this evening. Our head linesman, Ray Doden. Our line judge, Royal Cathcart. Our back judge, Tom Kelleher. Our field judge is Chris Graff. This is Tommy Bell.
The penalty paced off from the line of scrimmage under the new rule rather than from originally the point of the infraction. Is that what you make of that, Don?
That's exactly right. From the line of scrimmage, a personal foul marked off against the Dallas Cowboys. All right, the Giants now have a 1st and 10 on the Cowboys' 42-yard line. McNeil goes left. Or Houston left. McNeil is right. Tarkenton getting rid of it quickly to McNeil. McNeil with a pickup of about 3 or 4 yards.
You got to hand it to Tarkenton. He's maddening to defense. Unlike most scramblers, he somehow manages to retain very frequently command of the downfield. And he's using the quick poppers now to the sidelines. Remember, this drive began at the 14. Remember, the Giants are playing without their 2 best backs. Remember, they're playing a team generally considered by many to have at least one of the 2 best 40-man squads in football.
Tarkenton, 4 for 4, 28 yards, 2nd down, and a long 3. The ball resting at the 31-yard line. Morrison, cutting back, moving very close to the 1st down. George Andre, 66, is there for the tackle. Jethro Pugh, 75. 9 minutes, 13 seconds remain in the 1st period. Joe Morrison, now in his 13th year as a New York Giant.
Dallas has always been strong against the run. Oh, Pete might kick one a minute, fella. Pete Gogolak, thinking about it. Last week against Washington, over 200 yards was gained rushing against the Cowboy defense. This is something that hurts a great deal since the club was actually formed with the idea that defense is what wins championships. And you don't win championships by letting the other team rush for 200 and something yards against you. And the Giants are running very well so far tonight.
Another 1st and 10 for the Giants. They're at the Cowboys' 31.5-yard line. McNeil goes left. Stacked eye. Houston goes in motion to the left. Toss to Morrison. Behind Greg Larson. Morrison inside what appears to be the 25-yard line to about the 24. Leroy Jordan moving over. Excuse me, Don.
Well, I just want to point out one other thing. Anytime that somebody moves in the backfield, like we've been seeing a lot of motion or divide, what they call when the man in the backfield goes to the weak side, that is a divide move. Motion when he goes to the strong side where the tight end or the XN lines up. The Dallas defense has to make a quick adjustment. And this does cause some problems because they have to do it right at the last second.
And Alex Webster, having played with Tom Landry, aware of his coaching philosophy, is moving his backs all over the field. 2nd down now and 3. The quick toss again to McNeil. He can't handle it. McNeil working in front of Adderley. That time you saw Chuck Halley easing out into the flat.
Exactly right. It's a good move by Halley. Halley's responsibility is that short, quick outside pattern. It's hard for a defensive back to cover that. And there's old Alex Webster, as you pointed out, and he's taking it all in over there. Is that Norm Heckerbein?
Joe Walton, the former tight end.
There you go.
Norb Hecker in the background. The defensive coach as we look at 3rd and 3. We're getting close, Don.
What's this wee stuff?
That's right.
All right.
3rd and 3 from the 24. McNeil to the right. The stacked eye. Quick toss to Coffey, and he's met there by Chuck Howley.
You won't find a better one. He's as good as there is. There he is. Talk to him, Coach. Get him going. Coach will help you out there.
Tom Landry looking on. Chuck Howley, a 13-year veteran himself, with the strap on Junior Coffey. That'll bring up 4th down. The ball resting at about the 28-yard line. Pete Gogolak has come on. He'll try to tie the football game up. And Tarkenton will hold at just past the 35-yard line. Pete Gogolak, who's had problems. He's 1 for 6 this year. And it's good. From the 36-yard line, Pete Gogolak hits. And with timeout, the score is the Giants 3, the Cowboys 3.
Coming at you, model motoring sand vans, dynamite dune buggies from Aurora, fun cars that are really fun because you really drive them with your sand van joystick. the action doesn't let up because the power pack plugs right into the wall. Sandbands. The Red Dune set even comes with lights. Each sandband set comes with 2 bands, Dune Track, all power equipment from the model motoring division of Aurora. We're for real.
You take the ball and you place it on the magnet like that. Then you pitch the high, hard one. Then you got to learn how to punch out the clutch hit like that.
Let's play. A homer! I got a homer!
Take it easy, son. It's only a game.
A homer! A homer! Take it easy, Dad. It's only a game.
Skittles Baseball comes complete with players and scoreboard. From Aurora, where fun is the name of the game.
A crowd of over 60,000 here in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, has just given this young man an ovation. Dwayne Thomas, reactivated this past week. And he is anticipating a short kick on the part of Pete Gogolak. Pete Gogolak, who has just tied up this football game with a 35-yard field goal. And he does kick it short. Mike Ditka with the football. Ditka over the 35 to about the 38. The Cowboys will take over. 1st and 10, Joe Green down to make the tackle. I don't think that was so much an attempt at an onside kick. It was just an attempt to keep the ball away from Cliff Harris and Dwayne Thomas. 2 fine speedsters for the Dallas Cowboys. On 1st and 10, Roger Staubach. Lance Allworth in the backfield. Now in motion. Walt Garrison. Behind Blaine Nye. At the bottom of the pile, Bob Lurtzman, number 71. Garrison with a pickup of about 3.5 to 4 yards. Ball resting on the Cowboys' 42-yard line. 6 minutes and 9 seconds remain. Looking at Freddie Charles. Roland Lakes, number 76. The defensive right side of the Giants 4-3. Out to the left comes Allworth. Billy Truex, the tight end, splits at the top of your screen. Bob Hayes drops into the slot. The screen to Garrison. Douglas is there. John Douglas, helped out by Roland Lakes. Douglas, number 51, a former Dallas Cowboy.
He may have worked on that in practice, Frank, because he played it very well. That was a fake screen to the right to Calvin Hill, and they came back to the left with Garrison.
3rd down now, 3rd down and 8 we'll make it 3rd down and 7 for Roger Staubach. Billy Truex is his tight end, number 87. Lance Allworth is his flanker. Out to the right goes Bob Hayes, number 22. He'll work against Pete Athis. Cowboys into their own unusual formation. This is Lance Allworth in motion left. Staubach has Hayes. Athis is there, but Hayes moves into Giant territory at the 37.
Really a good move by Bobby. You watch him take Pete Athis down. He goes, tries to get up inside of him. He comes back, breaks to the outside. Pete Athis was also with Dallas at one time, and I'm sure he's seen Bobby run deep. He'll give him plenty of room. That ball was well thrown. Good route by Hayes.
Well, they're going to work on Athis much of the night, obviously, because of his inexperience, but I think Frank made the critical point earlier. We should be looking for a lot of Giant double coverage on both Hayes and Allworth that was missing in that case.
That's what the Cowboys are trying to do to keep the Giants away from double coverage. That's why they move these men around. Garrison. Number 58, Jim Files, the middle linebacker for the Giants, there for the stop but a big pickup. And this is what I sort of anticipated the Cowboys would come out with in the first place.
I did, too. I feel that last week, Coach Landry was not pleased with his entire play of the offense or the defense, and he has emphasized all week we're going to go right at them. We're going to learn to block, go back to tackling. I've heard him say it before. Let's get back to the basics.
2nd down, a long 5. The quick pop attempt to number 87, Billy Truex. Jim Files makes a stop, and Tom Landry doesn't like that.
Look at Tommy. Tommy. He didn't like it.
No, he didn't like it, but he's got Truex in there instead of Ditka because last week Ditka against Washington displeased him with his blocking or absence thereof.
That's what the paper says.
Third down now and 5 as we look at the Giants sideline. Bobby Duhan, 28. Joe Morrison, 13-year veteran. Played 6 different positions for the Giants over the years. We look now as Roger Staubach as a third down and 6. Hayes comes to the left. Calvin Hill moves into the slot. Allworth will go right. All this in the attempt to get man-on-man coverage. Staubach. He'll run, and he's a good one. Staubach for the first down at the Giants' 27-yard line. Ralph Heck forcing Staubach out of bounds. But this crowd likes that.
Yep, very exciting, but only a pale image of the Meredith of yesteryear in a similar situation.
Oh, me. You know, he did have man-to-man coverage that time, Frank. I don't know whether he felt that his timing was off or what it was. He brought it down and decided to run, did pick up the first down, but he did have man-to-man coverage in the secondary. So he did accomplish what that unusual formation was concerned. I think it was pointed out in the last 3 games the Cowboys have used 22 different offensive formations or offensive sets. So they do move them around.
Well, they moved them around already this evening. 4:20 remains in the first quarter. First and 10 for the Cowboys on the Giants' 26-yard line. This time it worked. Billy Truax inside the Giants' 15. Carl Lockhart makes the stop, number 43.
The Cowboys, from that I formation, which they run on a quick count or own set, were instructed to run basically or approximately 10% of the time from that formation to keep the Giant defense alert. So we'll see if our statisticians can see if Roger is accurate in his carrying out his instructions. To do that about 10% of the time. That play was wide open, incidentally.
First and 10 for the Cowboys on the Giants' 13-yard line. It's tied up 3 apiece here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Roger Staubach moving his football team all over the lot. This is Allworth now coming motion left. Handoff goes to Garrison. Garrison to about the 12-yard line. Ralph Heck is there. Lockhart, Joe Green. Joe Green, 33.
Walt Garrison took over from, in my opinion, one of the better fullbacks that ever played. 190 pounds, 5'10" and a half, stretching real hard. That was Don Perkins. Walt Garrison is probably a little bit faster than Perkins. He has carried the ball 4 times tonight for 16 yards. He's real quick. He's got good moves. He's a great pass receiver, and they utilize him in all those departments tonight. He's a bulldogger, a calf roper, a bear buck bronc rider, a heck of a guy. All those things make you good guys, by the way.
Second down and 5 now for the Cowboys. Allworth again, motion left. This is Calvin Hill. John Nyland blocking out front. What a block he made. Calvin Hill to the 4-yard line. You saw 76 John Nyland lay a crushing block on the Giants cornerback.
You also saw Calvin Hill say, hey, I need you, and he waited a little bit, which is also the mark of a great back. Let's take another look at it. Calvin Hill, number 35, 76, as Frank pointed out, is John Nyland. This play looks like it's going to be closed off. You'll see Calvin wait a minute, and then watch this block by Nyland. That was Willie Williams. It looked like he blocked. And here he goes. Calvin Hill, truly a great back. Rookie of the Year 2 years ago.
Webster,
excuse me.
Webster on the sideline has sent in his goal line defense. Ron Hornsby has come in. Henry Reed has come in.
They like the sweeps, and here they come.
Ron Hornsby. Very close to the first down. Did appear as if he picked up enough yardage for the first down. A tough runner he is, Calvin Hill.
I'd like the viewers to take a good look at Ron Hornsby when he's in there during the course of the evening, number 67. He was the Giants' third-round draft choice, and he was very highly regarded at the College All-Star Camp earlier this year, and he's viewed as a first-rate prospect by everybody in pro football. We're looking at young Hornsby now, number 67. Again, a reminder that these teams are both 2-1. As they trail the Redskins under the brilliant leadership of George Allen, who are already at 4-0. So this is a critical contest. A loser tonight falls 2 games behind Mr. Allen's group, and that's not a happy position to be in.
I think this is a very good decision on Coach Landry's part. It's 4th down and less than a foot to go. A lot of coaches say, let's try to kick a field goal. He really doesn't have a good angle. Let's see, it's 4th down. Probably a straight handoff right in the middle.
But he's got good runners. He needs about a foot. Calvin Hill. He should have it. And he bobbled the football. And it appeared at the bottom of the pile that Calvin Hill had fumbled the football. He did have the necessary yardage. Calvin Hill apparently held onto the football at the bottom of that pile. The Giants indicated they had recovered. So it'll be first and goal now for the Cowboys. The ball resting on the Giants' 2-yard line. Out to the right goes Allworth. Garrison, 32. Calvin Hill, 35, the setback.
What for a sweep. Look out.
Staubach fumbles. He falls on the ball at the 10-yard line. Just a simple, bad exchange from center.
You get a little nervous down there, but you're paid to get nervous and handle it.
All right, the Giants go out of their goal line defense.
Let's see what happens. See if it's between the... It looked as if possibly the guard knocked the ball loose from Staubach's hand after he had taken the snap from center. Coach Landry and Rayfield Wright.
Second down now, the ball on the 10-yard line. Allworth motions right. The toss to Calvin Hill. Talbert, 72, with a fine block as Hill moves to the 5-yard line. Ralph Neely, number 73, all the way over from his left side tackle position out in front of that. Pickup of about 5 yards. Jim Kanicki on the sideline, number 73, trying to decide whether the Giants want to go into their goal line defense. Jim Cabbage waving out on the field, the former Giant defensive end. The ball is 3rd and 5. They will not go into their goal line defense. Out to the right, Hayes, to the left, Allworth. Staubach looking and in trouble. Now he gets away. Staubach over the 5 to about the 3, and he bobbled the ball, but was he down? He was not. The Cowboys have fumbled. The Giants take over.
Incredible.
I thought he was going to shoot him.
Really something, isn't it?
Unbelievable. A continuing ineptitude.
3 fumbles in the first period, and that's the end of the first quarter here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. The score, the Giants 3, the Cowboys 3.
This is Ford's Pinto 3-door runabout. Different where it counts. We finish Pinto with 5 coats of paint so it can fight off the salt air of Maine. And we made Pinto small enough for maneuvering through New York traffic. We designed Pinto to start easily on December mornings in Minnesota. We made Pinto roomy enough for tall Texas drivers. We gave Pinto the strength to climb the Rockies. Pinto was made to stop quickly in emergencies on Los Angeles freeways. And for windy days on the Golden Gate Bridge, we gave Pinto a wider track than the leading import. The Pinto 3-door runabout. See it at your Ford dealers. Pinto, different where it counts. Another better idea from Ford.
This is the play that just ended the first period.
Watch Walt Garrison. As we know, Staubach is scrambling here. He is on green, number 33. You'll see him open in here. This is a tough decision for a quarterback to make, but my goodness, he's wide open. There he is. Now we're going to show you the fumble. Rogers decided to run, and there's the fumble. And it was a fumble, and I believe it was covered by Dreyer, wasn't it?
The Giants will take over. 1st and 10, the ball on their own 4-yard line. Cowboys missing a golden opportunity for at least 3 points. They had driven from their own 38-yard line, 13 plays. Staubach fumbling at the 4. The Giants now take over. First play of the second period. The score tied 3 apiece. Parkington, all the way at quarterback. Rich Houston, number 84, comes to the left in motion. Parkington throwing from the end zone and throwing it away.
You're exactly right.
He sure did.
And a very good move by Tarkington.
The attempt to Joe Morrison, who was double covered on the right side as we look at the official statistics of the first quarter. Dallas Cowboys, 21 offensive plays, the Giants 10. But it's tied at 3 apiece, and that's what counts. Right, Don?
That's it. You can run them all day between those 20s. You got to do something with them when you get down there.
for the Giants. Second down and 10. Ball on their own 4. Brandon Tarkenton never missed a football game in 10 years of play. Playing his 143rd game this evening. Running hard
Unbelievable.
is Bobby Duhan.
He almost broke it.
Harris is there, number 43. Renfro, 20. Vic Pop coming up on the left side behind the block of Bob Hyland, Willie Young, and Greg Larson for the Giants.
Those guys did open up a good one. Mel Renfro that came in from his halfback position.
Just short of the first down, third and about a yard. Out of the lineup is Clifton McNeil. The Giants bringing in number 87, Dick Kotite, another tight end, along with number 38, Bob Tucker, 2 tight ends in for blocking on short yardage. Houston comes left. Morrison, he'll go nowhere. Bob Lilly nails Morrison at the 10-yard line.
Oh, he can do that. Usually they put 2 men on him. But he's got a way of slipping around them. He's extremely quick. It's been pointed out many times. I suppose if he has a number 1 great asset, that would be it. Closely followed by only great assets. But he is a great one. I've used that 7 times. That means Bob Lilly's great. He is.
We could use it another 7 because he truly is. On to punt for the Giants from his own end zone, Tom Blanchard, the rookie from Oregon. And deep, number 41, Charlie Waters, and number 43, Cliff Harris for the Cowboys. Waters, the nearest to you. Cliff Harris at his own 45. He'll try and get around behind the picket line. And he almost fumbles the football.
This is unreal. They recovered, but I'll tell you, this is unreal.
The bottom of that pile, I believe, is Steve Alexicos. And with timeout, the score is the Giants 3, the Cowboys 3.
Now's the time to make sure you've got the kind of tire you need to go this winter. And look at what you've got going for you with Firestone's Town & Country Snow Tire. Now's the time to buy Town & Country's at your Firestone dealers. Beat the snow sale. Buy 1 Town & Country at the regular exchange price. And you get the second Town & Country at half price. All sizes, black or white stripe. Use your Bank AmeriCard, MasterCharge, or Firestone Unicharge. Firestone, the mileage specialist.
Here's a child whose father loves shaving so much, he won't let him in the bathroom. Look at him. What causes this? Only Schick Super Chromium. It's so comfortable you'll actually look forward to your next shave.
Your boots need polishing. Sir, your buckle needs shining. Sorry, sir. And you need a shave.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What makes the soldier so happy? Only Schick Super Chromium. It's so comfortable you'll actually look forward to your next shave.
The Cowboys, as we look on, Cowboys have recovered their fumble, their 3rd fumble of the ball game. They lost 1. Giants have fumbled twice. They've lost both of them. Cowboys 1st and 10. Now the ball on their own 48-yard line. Again, moving around. Ballback looking for Allworth. Allworth. The ball was picked off by Athos, but he was out of bounds. In and out of the hands of Allworth. What a brilliant career Allworth has had over the years. As we look at the little rookie, I won't call him little, but he's not the biggest. 6 feet, 184 pounds.
Frank, I'm beginning to think that John puts the whammy on his old ball club. We came in here last year and saw massive evidence of futility, and so far the Cowboys, it's very early yet, we admit, are simply not playing their game.
Well, why are you blaming me, Howard?
It's about time.
Second down and 10 from the 48. Calvin Hill, running hard, moves across the 50-yard line to about the 48. There's one of those pretties you have down here, Don, you've been telling me about.
No, I think that shed has something to do with that.
Pickup of about 4 yards for Calvin Hill. 3rd down now and 7. The ball inside Giant territory at the 48-yard line. Roger Staubach going all the way. 12 minutes and 30 seconds remain in the first half. You can call that formation what you want. Allworth goes motion. It's time for Bob Hayes. Athos is there for the tackle.
Good catch by Bobby.
Great catch by Bob Hayes.
Sure looked like he got a real hard fall. Came back, hit his head on the hard turf here. We'll take him. He's going out on sideline route. Making move. This is Athos. Pete Athos coming here. Bob goes up. Keeps his eye on the ball. That's a heck of a catch. Watch his back of his head. Wow. And he is down there. We'll take one look at it again. He fakes a play pattern. It was in a double wing set. Good protection. Roger throws sideline route. And what a fall. Realize he jumps about 3 feet. He's about 6 feet. So that's falling 10 feet almost. Hitting right on your head.
Cowboys moving again. They have a 1st and 10 on the Giants' 34-yard line. This is Calvin Hill with a big hole. Spinning and twisting. Douglas makes the tackle. John Douglas, number 51, coming over. Dave Manders with a fine block, as did Rayfield Wright for the Cowboys.
John, that's what Troubleton understands so far as we watch
Jim Files.
Watch Jim Files, number 58, as Hill comes through, slides right off Jimmy, and moves on for the game. You know that Dallas offensive line can move the Giant defensive line. It's a great offensive line. I thought they'd run every play.
On 2nd and 2, Allworth coming motion right. This is Garrison trying to cut back. He fumbles the football.
Freddie Dreyer
has the football. 89 of the Giants with the football. And how about this for an exhibition? That is the 4th Dallas fumble.
We have played something less than 20 minutes in this football game. The Cowboys have fumbled 4 times. The Giants have fumbled twice. Take another look at it, Don.
Well, it's Walt Garrison with a 37 switch off tackle block, but he just didn't have that ball tucked away. Hit him pretty good.
I'll tell you, he was hit hard. Jim Files really popped him. That's the way I see it. Jim Files moving in really put a popper on him.
Yeah, he really did. He hit him right with carrying the ball.
1st and 10 for the Giants from their own 24-yard line. Out to the left, McNeil. Tarkin straight drop back. Looking for the screen to Duhan. Flag goes down as Duhan moves across the 30-yard line. Could have been either a clip or a hold.
Looks like Bob Tucker, number 38, Frank. We don't want to anticipate, but Bob ran over and complained bitterly to the official.
Well, it's going to be expensive for the Giants. The clipping call. And I believe you were correct, Howard. Bob Tucker. At least he was complaining that he did not clip.
Actually, I think he does clip, and it's 52. Dave Edwards is the one that he clips. We'll see Fran as he shifts a little bit, throws it out. You'll watch Duhan take it. And there it is right there. It's frozen. That was 38. Tucker. And good call with the official.
1st down now and 21. McNeil to the left. Tarkenton wants to go deep. He has Houston there. Oh, and he can't hold on to the football. Rich Houston had thoroughly beaten Herb Adderley, and Tarkenton hit him dead in stride.
A marvelous throw by Fran, and he's having tough luck with Houston, who scintillated the opening game of the season against Green Bay, but who last week against St. Louis missed one all alone down in the end zone.
He must have had Adderley by about 5 yards on that one. We'll take a look at it if we can. Here's Fran. This ball travels close to 60 yards, and he's got Adderley by about 5. He just drops it.
I don't think it could have been thrown any better.
Nope, it was right on the money.
In defense of Rich Houston, that is the longest walk back to any huddle you'll ever take.
That's not defense. That's an embarrassment.
I've been there. It is embarrassing. Ben, hang your head down a little bit. Say, I'm really sorry, Charlie. Why? All right, Tarkenton now with the 2nd and 21. Ball on the Giants' 13-yard line. McNeil left, Houston. McNeil right now, Houston left. This is Morrison in motion. Duhan running hard. Big Bob Lilly, number 74, was there. Just dropped him like a play. Ten minutes and 4 seconds remain in the first half. Now Tarkenton will have a 3rd and 21. And we'll remind you that this Saturday on ABC, NCAA football, The Longhorns of Texas will take on the Razorbacks of Arkansas in Little Rock, Arkansas. That's this Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here on ABC. And they'll be smart, won't they, Howard?
They sure will be. The Oklahomans didn't leave this town after what the Sooners did to the Longhorns until this morning. They had a big weekend.
On 3rd and 21, Tarkenton motioning to Houston. Pressure. George Andre made the tackle. The pressure from Jethro Pugh. Andre, 66.
Now, on the basis of what's happened thus far, Don is studying the gridiron in search of still another fumble.
And on 4th down, Tom Blanchard will come back into the ball game, dropping deep for the Cowboys. Number 41, Charlie Waters. Cliff Harris, 43. Blanchard kicking from his own end zone. All tied, 3 apiece here at the Cotton Bowl. Low kick, the kind that can hurt. Oh, Harris is upset. 39-yard punt, 16-yard return. Cowboys moving to good field position. They'll have 1st and 10 on the Giants' 34-yard line. And NFL Monday Night Football, the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, continues from the Cotton Bowl with the score. New York 3, Dallas 3.
We have all kinds of cars in our family, but we all use Sunoco. Because only Sunoco puts 260, highest octane gasoline at any station, into every gallon from regular up. You take Cousin Tex in his big car. This here baby needs premium, and only Sunoco has some of that highest octane 260 blended right in.
My car runs on regular, and only Sunoco regular's got 260 in it.
Now, my car needs more octane than regular, and only Sunoco has a middle premium with 260 action. More octane than regular, costs less than premium. There's a great gasoline for everyone. Sunoco's custom blending pump. It blends some 260 into every gallon of premium, middle premiums, even regular. So if you want performance for your car, join the gang at Sunoco.
Howdy, cuz. Nice to see you.
Get Sunoco 260 action. Action to be used, not abused.
From the Goodyear blimp, America, where our pilot, Don Polinsnak, is circling over the Cotton Bowl. That's our situation. Don Polinsnak. Polskanak.
That's close
That's
enough.
better. Polskanak. Well, he gave us a good shot. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. They're inside Giant territory again. They have the ball on the Giants' 34-yard line. Roger Staubach going all the way. Lance Allworth, motion left. This is Garrison. Garrison moving to about the 30-yard line. Jerry Shea, 75 there. Bob Lurston, 71 for the Giants on the stop.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him at least attempt to take it all the way in on the ground.
Yep.
You watch him come back out and start trying to throw right now, but they do need to establish this. This is what they were lacking last week, and this supposedly was what their game plan was tonight. We're going to run. Let's see what they do.
Out to the left goes Allworth on 2nd down and 6. Calvin Hill, and Calvin Hill upset by Freddie Dreyer, number 89.
Good move by Dreyer. He came in under that one and got it.
Excellent. That's one of the interesting matchups of the night, Neely against Dreyer.
Neely's been up against some good ones, and he's usually come out on the tall score of that thing, but Dreyer made a good move that time, came in there under him.
3rd down now and 4 for the Cowboys. Dallas, 26 plays, 95 yards to New York, 17 plays here in the first half, and 50 yards. 3rd and 4. Hayes goes left, Allworth right. Hayes will be covered by Willie Williams. Allworth by Athens. Staubach will be wiped out at the 35. Good pressure. Al Peck coming on the blitz from his linebacking position. Brett Dreyer pressuring, and Carl Lockhart coming on the safety blitz.
Frank, we've seen the Cowboys blow so many opportunities with great field position tonight. One must openly wonder about the efficacy of the 2-quarterback system. It doesn't seem possible, really, to sustain consistency of leadership and consistency of team timing and rhythm when you play different quarterbacks weekly and they're different types. Morton a drop back and Staubach more of a scramble.
Mike Clark will attempt the field goal from the 41-yard line. And in the end zone, Rocky Thompson. Well, you saw it bouncing off the crossbar, the supporting crossbar. Mike Clark hits on his second field goal. Mike Clark hit earlier on a 42-yard field goal. Just now hit on a 41-yarder. You know, most people never think about it, but a number of football fans who follow the NFL each week are not able to see the game. Those of you who have a visual or a physical handicap might like to know that NFL season schedules are available free in Braille, and books on football and talking book records also are available. Those interested are invited to write to the Library of Congress, Division for the Blind and Physically Handicapped, Washington, D.C., 20542. And it's fair time in Dallas, Texas. This is a view from the Goodyear blimp, America.
That's really pretty, you know. First time I ever came to Dallas was to see the State Fair, the 4-H Club.
Mike Clark kicks off. This is Rocky Thompson at the 2. Thompson over the 20 where he's upended at about the 22. Dwayne Thomas again hustling downfield along with Danny Reeves, number 30. Thomas, 33.
You know, Danny Reeves is the coach, and I was talking to him today. He says, Ben, I can't believe it. I thought coaching was going to be a lot of fun. I never was on a kicking team in my life. They've got him on the kicking teams. He's a backup quarterback. He's a backup runner. He's a backup receiver. I said, what do you think about that? He says, I think I'm just a backup. He's a great athlete.
I guess he puts himself where he likes to put other people down.
I don't know.
Not afraid to go there.
Yeah.
First and 10 for the Giants. They have the ball on their only 22-yard line. Motion is Duhan. Tarkenton hits Duhan. Duhan draws a crowd. Number 20, Mel Renfro, is there. Cliff Harris coming up. Pickup of about 3.
There's our young friend, Fred Dreyer, considered by many undersized at the defensive end position, but a very great athlete, always surprising, capable of the good pass rush. Some feel that if positioned at corner linebacker, he would quickly become another Mad Stark Hendricks. Taking a little oxygen there.
And out on the field, Fran Tarkenton is faced with a second down and 6. Tarkenton now 7 of 10 to 31 yards. The ball on his own 24-yard line. Moves Duhan into the slot. It's Houston. As flags go down, Cowboys moving across the line of scrimmage where they drawn off.
There's a lot of traffic on both sides. You saw Tarkenton trying to tell his boys where to line up. After they lined up, you could see Leroy Jordan, who is responsible for calling the defensive audibles, changing his defensive alignment as Tarkenton changed his offense. It was almost a delay of the game, but the Cowboys were drawn off. Looks like George Andre was the culprit.
Do you suppose these two teams spent the day at the State Fair?
I doubt that. There were a lot of people out here, though.
There's a man who didn't. He had expected his number 1 runner, Ron Johnson, would be back today. It was ruled that he could not play physically. He was put on the move list. He'll be out for another 2 weeks. On second down now and 12. Tarkenton on the straight drop back. Firing for McNeil. He has him at the 29-yard line. Short of the first down. Mel Renfro defending. Clifton McNeil, the Giants' leading receiver of a year ago with 50 receptions. 1968, he led the National Football League in receptions in San Francisco. Here you're going to get an idea of Fran Tarkenton's respect for the Dallas defense. He has a third, and we'll call it a long 2 for a first down.
That's a pretty tough decision to be in. Fran's done a fine job tonight running that ball club.
Rocky Thompson looking on. And he will throw. He's going for the bundle. He has Houston. Houston steps out of bounds. Houston inside Dallas territory to the 34-yard line, and I'll tell you, that's a gutsy call.
That's a gutsy call, and it really looked easy. I don't know how he got behind.
He beat Mel Renfro handsomely.
This guy's got some speed or some moves or something. Rich Houston, number 84. Good move and was a good call.
He is a speedster.
It's tough to pick up those two real tough yards. You'll see him again. Comes back. That's just a straight drop back, not a play action or anything. I don't know what it is. Straight, call a fly or takeoff route. We'll watch him. He's behind him. And right there, he steps out of bounds.
The interesting thing about Richie is that they had apparently a year ago given up on him as a wide receiver. 2 years ago, he showed promise. He spent all of training this year on defense, then opened against Green Bay and blew the game open on offense back at wide receiver.
On 1st and 10, the Giants have the football on the Cowboys' 35-yard line. The sprint out, the draw back to Joe Morrison. Morrison breaking tackles, moves inside the 25-yard line. Finally dropped there by Jethro Pugh, number 75, coming all the way over from his left side.
It is surprising to find the Giants doing this against a very great Dallas team, or at least very great personnel. Morrison continues to be an amazing player. Aging Joey Morrison, the all-purpose football player. He can play anywhere. Football fans around the country know that. He always has. He remains, to this day, without foot speed, a very wise runner and a very wise receiver.
He is all of that and more. He's never missed the football game because of an injury. Rare for a running back. 1st and 10 for the Giants. The ball on the Cowboys' 24-yard line. Going for McNeil. Overthrows. McNeil with Adderley beat to the outside. 6 minutes and 12 seconds remain to be played in the first half. Francis Tarkenton, 9 of 13, 69%. Over 210 touchdown passes in his career. Some of this crowd of over 60,000 looking on. Giants with the football. They have a 2nd down and 10. Ball resting. The Cowboys, 23.5-yard line. 6 minutes and 12 seconds remain in the first half. Out to the right goes McNeil. Over McNeil to the left. Now, Duhan in motion right. All alone is Bob Tucker. Tucker out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
They're really moving their formations around and just eating that defense up.
That's what they did there, John. The Cowboys didn't even know really what was coming.
I believe it was a mistake. We'll try it again. Let's see Tucker come out. You'll see Dave Edwards, 52, changing. That's an audible. You see Cornell Green, number 34, coming up. He's not supposed to come up. That's his man. It looked as if Cornell might try to blitz that time. I think they had a blitz draw with he and Dave Edwards both going. Whether Tarkington read that or not, I don't know. But if he didn't read it, he sure adjusted to it well. He completed his 10th pass.
10 out of 14, 71%, 94 net yards thus far.
And more important, a 1st and goal for the Giants at the 3-yard line of the Cowboys. Duhan behind Joe Morrison. He's met at the line of scrimmage, hurdles for maybe a yard. Dave Edwards, 52, unpiled. 74, Bob Lilly is there. Duhan moving to the 1-yard line. Pat Toomey has come in, number 67 for the Cowboys. As we look down from the Goodyear blimp, our pilot, Don Polskanak, giving us a fine view.
Don't forget the cameras, man. It's old Bill Sullivan up there.
Well, they got 200,000 cubic feet of helium, but we got a football game.
It's 2nd down, the ball on the 1-yard line. Duhan again, and this time tripped up. 75, Jethro Pugh slipping through. Giants insistent on running to that right side behind Charlie Harper and Doug Van Horn against Jethro Pugh and Larry Cole of the Cowboys.
Of course, what the Cowboys must be intimately aware of is that so often Fran runs it in himself.
That's our situation. With 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, the Cowboys out in front. 2 Mike Clark field goals. The Giants hitting on a Pete Gogolak field goal. And this will be play 10 of this drive. 3rd down, and it doesn't get easier. Down goes Tarkington. Cornell Green coming in from his safety position, if you'll call it that, in a goal line defense.
The flow in the backfield went away from Cornell. His assignment, when he doesn't have anybody come out of the backfield, rush the passer. That's from a safety position, and that's exactly what he did. You saw the flow came away from him, There's no one to block him. He comes after the quarterback.
Cornell Green has just taken away the touchdown field position for the Giants. Pete Gogolak has come on. Fine defensive effort by the Cowboys within their own 5-yard line. Gogolak, who has already kicked the 35-yard field goal, will now attempt one from the 20. Up. And it's good. Right through the uprights, Pete Gogolak. In NFL Monday Night Football, the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys continues from the Cotton Bowl. With the score, New York 6, Dallas 6.
America. Merrill Lynch is bullish on America. In the years ahead, we see America growing in many different ways, and we want you to share in America's growth. That's why we've moved into different kinds of investment, not just stocks, but bonds, mutual funds, real estate, and more. Merrill Lynch has a lot of different ways to put your money to work. America. Merrill Lynch is bullish on America.
Pete Gogolak has just kicked a 20-yard field goal to tie this football game up. 6-6. Deep for the Cowboys, Dwayne Thomas, 33. Cliff Harris, number 43. The crowd would like to see Dwayne Thomas get his hands on the football. He will not. This is Cliff Harris at the 2. Harris breaking to the outside.
You see that block, Dwayne Thomas, too?
Yeah, that was a good one.
He's in there to play.
Cliff Harris from Ouachita Baptist up in Arkansas.
Dave Roller upending Cliff Harris. A 27-yard kickoff return will give the Cowboys a 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line. Out to the left goes Bob Hayes. Lance Allworth comes to the right. 4 minutes, 15 seconds remain to be played in the first half. Staubach going deep for Bob Hayes, and he's there, and he drops the football. Bob Hayes drops the football at the 20-yard line. He had to wait for it.
Yeah, he did.
Willie Williams coming back to recover, but he did not get a hand on the football. John, would it be physically possible with a good 7-yard pass drop to overthrow Bob Hayes going down on the sidelines with that speed?
Yeah, it is, Frank. I've heard that before, but you can drop back and you can't outthrow him, and he is fast. You'll see him there on a 7-yard drop. Make a fake. Roger can throw the ball further than that. Then he threw that one right there. That was a little bit late. He did get there about the same time that Spider Lockhart did, coming in from his free safety.
I'm sure that Roger Staubach will not forget that play. 4 minutes remain to be played in the first half. 2nd down and 10 for the Cowboys. The ball on their own 29-yard line. Allworth right, Hayes left. Firing for Allworth. Off target is Roger Staubach. Flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
A little too high or a little too low. Doesn't make for a good offensive show. I just made it forward.
Forward. Tommy Bell talks to Carl Lockhart, the acting captain on the field for the Giants.
They're going to step it off. It is a biggie.
Unless the Cowboys can get off a biggie in the way of a gain, they're going to find themselves with 4 minutes and 2 seconds still remaining in the half, facing another Tarkenton offensive with not too bad field position for the Giants.
Offensive holding, the third 15-yard penalty against the Dallas Cowboys. 4 minutes and 2 seconds remain now in the first half. Otto Brown, number 21, has come into the lineup for the Giants in the prevent defense. 2nd down, 25. Staubach looking. Oh, and he fires out to Bob Hayes, who was really upended.
Oh, Bobby catches him. They've been making him pay for him tonight. He's hung on to a couple of good ones.
Pete Athens moving up to make the stop.
You'll also see Staubach utilizing Coach Landry's theory. Let's try to get half of it first. And he goes down. They had 25 to go. He's trying to pick up about 15. Good sideline pattern. The Giants had gone into their prevent defense. They had taken out one of their linemen and sent on another back. So they had a lot of folks running back in that secondary. He did work to the outside.
Third down now. It was 2nd and 25. Keep in mind, it's now 3rd and 9. Out to the left is Allworth. Hayes to the right. Giants in the prevent defense. Staubach will run. Files misses. Staubach up to the 39-yard line. And he'll be very close to the first down, depending upon where they mark the football. Joe Green there on the stop. Staubach does not like where the official puts that football. Well, we'll have an interesting situation because I think this is going to be about a foot short. And that will bring up a 4th down, if indeed it is short, as it is. And Tom Landry.
Tom's going to punt. The fans don't like it, but at least now they'll be punting from reasonable position, and the Giants won't be well situate in terms of field position, barring a long run back.
Of course. Has to be a good call, though, for head coach Tom Landry. Sends out his punter, Ron Whitby. That's his average for the evening. If you can call one an average, we will. 1 for 53, Ron Whitby, and he is a good punter. Dropping deep for the Giants. Number 28, Bobby Duhan, and number 43, Carl Lockhart. Looking on from the sidelines, Tom Landry and his starting quarterback of this evening, Roger Staubach. High kick for Whitby. Fair catch indicated by Duhan at the 22.
Wise decision by Duhan. Had a lot of white jerseys around him.
It does attract a crowd. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remain to be played in the first half. 39-yard punt. You know, this week you can really get to know 4 of the top stars in the entertainment world in a series of special 90-minute interviews on The Dick Cavett Show. Tomorrow night, meet Anthony Quinn. Wednesday night, Fred Astaire. Thursday night, Peter Ustinov. Friday night, Charlton Heston. 4 very special people on 4 very special nights. That's on The Dick Cavett Show. 1st and 10 for the Giants from their own 22-yard line. Now, this time, Adderley will be well back, and Parkinson very wisely throws it out of bounds.
Francis. It's very seldom that Fran Tarkenton had a bad day against Dallas. He usually keeps it innocent.
I think part of the reason being, Don, that he moves around so much, and we started to get into it earlier, but if you move around a lot against Dallas, they are a very definite and a very well-drilled, keying defensive team. If you can change those keys around a little bit, it does cause a little bit of confusion.
That is exactly right.
2nd down, now and 10. Parkinson. That's to Bobby Duhan. Duhan scrambling for yardage up to almost the 30-yard line. Make it to 29. No, Renfro there.
Perhaps there should be a reminder, Frank, that the Giants are playing without their top 2 backs, Ron Johnson and Tucker Frederickson. Tucker was earlier placed on the move list because of a leg injury, and of course, Ron was placed on the move list today.
And NFL Monday Night Football, the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, continues from the Cotton Bowl with the score New York 6, Dallas 6.
If you think shaving your chin is hard, how do you think I feel? Up here, you really worry when the razor drags or pulls or scrapes. No more. I hardly feel this shave. I'm using Rapid Shave's new lubricating lather. It puts a coating of lubrication between skin and blade so the razor slides like a sled on snow. Smooth. How does it look? Rapid Shave's new lubricating lather. When it comes to your chin, use your head.
Now's the time to make sure you've got the kind of tire you need to go this winter. And look at what you've got going for you with Firestone's Town & Country Snow Tire. Now's the time to buy Town & Country's at your Firestone dealers. Beat the snow sale. Buy 1 Town & Country at the regular exchange price. And you get the 2nd Town & Country at half price. All sizes, black or white stripe. Use your Bank AmeriCard, MasterCharge, or Firestone Unicharge. Firestone, the mileage specialist.
2 minutes remain to be played in the Cotton Bowl. 2 minutes remain to be played in the first half as we look at the score. The Giants 6, Cowboys 6. No touchdowns in the first half, and you will see a lot of football games, pro football games, that you will not see that. But again, we have 2 minutes to be played in this first half. The Giants, with their 3-time out, have the football at the 24-yard line, their own 24-yard line. Fran Tarkenton with a productive night in completions, not much yardage, but he's had one drop that possibly would have been a touchdown. McNeil left, Houston right. Duhan in the slot. The spread out draw. Morrison up over the 30, and he's waffled at just about the 30-yard line. Chuck Howley and Jethro Pugh coming over to stop Morrison. That will bring up fourth down. The Giants will have to put it over to the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys, the first 3 timeouts remaining.
The Cowboys coming into this game, Frank, with the third-ranked offensive team in the National Football Conference. And they have not really displayed that ability so far tonight. But maybe they'll do it in this 2-minute drill. We'll see how they come out.
The deep men to accept Tom Blanchard's punt, number 41, Charlie Waters, Cliff Harris, 43. Good high kick. Harris will field it at the 22. It's a good block. Getting away from tackle, Cliff Harris. Finally dropped by Pat Hughes, 56.
Great block by Cornell Green, as you pointed out. Cornell was the one that really got that thing started.
All right, we'll see what the Cowboys can do with 1 minute and 5 remaining. They have their 3 timeouts. Roger Staubach comes over to the sidelines. Apparently, they have elected to use one of their timeouts. There's the conference that's going on. Don, you've been in many talks like this, haven't you?
The thing they've got is it's a 2-minute drill that they use. They have plays in for this period. A couple of them like a middle screen. They'll try to hit the middle. They'll try to utilize plays to the middle. He'll call a timeout. A lot of times he'll call 2 plays in a huddle. I imagine that's what he's going to do to start off. He's called 2 plays. He has time to get these things going out. He'll explain to his team, all right, I'm going to go down the middle the first time. We're going to complete it. We run such and such play. If the play is incomplete, I'll come back and do it again. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of drills for this. But this is one of the things that the Cowboys, in my opinion, do very well. They're extremely well coached and well drilled. And all these, it's Greg Martin, number 14, coming in. I guess Greg just came in to say, hey. Hey, Rod.
Van Tarkenton on the sidelines, going over with Jim Garrett, the offensive coach.
Those are little films, actually, the Polaroid film that they drop down from the huddle. They'll take from up here in the press box to show the defensive movement on certain situations. It's a great aid to the quarterback. He'll say, well, Fran, when you ran this, they did this. Now, what we expected them to do was something else. So it is a great coaching aid.
Cowboys, 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Back. Billy Truax.
He's going to hit Truax across the middle. Truax is going in the direction of the sideline. Had he not had the opportunity to go outside, I think you'll see the Cowboys line up and run another play. He did go out of bounds and stop the clock. He had 3 receivers going to the outside, and this is, again, a 2-minute period, as we mentioned. When they get down pretty close, you'll see the Giants go back into a basic defense, and the Cowboys will then go back to their basic offensive formation.
All right, 1st and 10 now for the Cowboys. The ball on the Giants' 33-yard line. Staubach again looking deep. Fires it down to the 20-yard line.
Now he'll call a timeout. Timeout, ref. Come on, Tommy Bell. Where are you? They call timeout.
Joe Green there to make the stop.
Frank, a lot of people watch in this 2-minute period. It's been brought up how some quarterbacks are very good and some seem to be not so good. It also has a lot to do with the people that you have to play with. And the Giants may play a certain type of defense that enables the Cowboys to do something very well. They're bringing Truax out now, sending in Mike Ditka, who is certainly an adequate replacement. He started last week. This is the first game that Mike has not started tight end. But the Cowboys have a veritable plethora of talent. I'll use it one more time.
Extremely well coached. Thank you. There is our situation, all tied up. 50 seconds remain to be played. Polaroid shots being observed on the sideline. Those pictures are actually snapped just as the ball is snapped, and it will give you an indication of the defensive threat. Willie Young, the tackle, trying to get a line on what his man might be doing. Willie Young, the this evening up against George Andre. And Pat Toomey has replaced Andre now. Greg Morton comes back from another conference.
Be careful, that's old Rogers. Greg wouldn't disapprove of Roger right, but I imagine this time, Frank, he's gone over there. They're definitely in good field goal position on the 18. In this area, I would imagine you might see him try to use the breaking type patterns either across the side or like a double corner. He'll send both of his outside receivers to the corner.
And it's on first down. The ball on the Giants' 18-yard line. Mike Ditka is now the tight end. It's for Lance Allworth. Allworth covered by Willie Williams. Brett Dreyer gave it to Roger Staubach.
He sent Allworth to the corner that time. They have a pattern where they can send both outside receivers to the corner. To the corner would mean they'll go down and take a down and in or a post move, which is another good quick breaking pattern down here that you see a lot of quarterbacks use in this area to score touchdowns with. But they've got about 19 yards to go in there now. And here's from the Blimp. Again, that Blimp's done a heck of a job tonight, isn't it?
We're seeing a fine football game, at least in terms of score. It's all tied up. That Staubach goes deep again. Intended for Bob Hayes. Absence is there. And I think Staubach is just being very careful with that one. 40 seconds remain in the first half. Greg Larson looking on from the sidelines. 61 is Charlie Harper. Larson 53. All right, you'll see Freddie Dreyer, number 89, as he comes in. Ralph Neely is blocking on him. And Ralph might have been holding a little bit there. Got a hand in there.
Well, it slipped a little bit. Ralph's job actually is to push Freddie as far back as he can. Roger could step up, maybe one more step and get in there, but they're trying to get him out. Alex is sure a little bit anxious right now. Third down. He knows if his team can hold him, they'll have to settle for a field goal.
3rd and 10. Staubach. Now he'll scramble. Staubach moving for yardage for the first down. 31 seconds indicated on the clock. Joe Green upsets Staubach, but he's moved inside the Giants' 10, and the Cowboys will call timeout again.
Here's Mike Ditka working over the middle. We'll see it again. Staubach comes back. He starts moving right off. He started to throw to Ditka, who was open. Guess he decided he was going to run. Yeah, he decided he was going to run. So it's now timeout. 31 seconds to go. I imagine Ditka's telling him, he says, "Hey, Roger, I was right there in the middle." Roger said, "Yeah, but I want to run a little bit." And there's Martin, you can see in the background, talking to Coach Landry. Don't know why he's talking to Martin right now. Actually, he's talking to Staubach. Craig's just peeping over the shoulder there, hearing what he's got to say.
You know, it's interesting. On the other side of the field, Jim Files is just coming back.
We're having some audio problems. The ball game from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. We'll attempt to clear them up as soon as possible.
A little bit redundant. I know that Coach Landry feels that it's so important to push a team in when you get down here, and I know that especially right before the half, it would be very good to go in with a touchdown rather than a field goal. But everybody feels that way. I'm sure they've worked on this. They have also a special offense from the 10-yard line in. They have another offense from the 20-yard line in. Another offense from the 5-yard line in. So he's now working from his 5 to 10-yard offense. And we're going to see what he can do.
31 seconds. Billy Truax is coming to tight end. Staubach getting out of bounds, which he had to do. Yep, he sure did. No timeouts remaining for the Cowboys. Ralph Heck making the stop.
Down here, you don't have a lot of time to pick secondary receivers, primarily because there's not that much room to do that many different kinds of routes with. But we mentioned again the quick-hitting routes, the ones that move to the outside, the ones that move to the inside. You'll see a back come out of the outside. When you work with the tight end, you're going to try to get him right over the middle. And a lot of times, the good ones, the experienced ones, know how to use that goal post as an aid to their route. They'll run by it and try to brush that defensive back off on it.
24 seconds remain. The ball on the 4-yard line. Mike Ditka is back in at tight end. And that's the Staubach once, and the ball hits the goalpost.
They used the goalpost, but for the wrong reason.
That's right there. Well, at least you had it in the play.
I knew that goalpost was going to figure in here somewhere. But he was going to Ditka. And Ditka did come back across, and Ditka did use that goal post, and so did Roger.
Out will come Ditka, and in will come Billy Truex. 20 seconds
Watch
remain.
Ditka this time as he comes back. As we mentioned, number 89 comes through. He'll breeze right by that goal post. And he is open there, and the ball hit the goal post bar.
Third down from the 4. Truex is tight in now.
There he is.
Over the middle to Billy
There he
Truex.
is. That's it. That's the same pattern, only he didn't go through. Just turned around. Stop. Not there in the end zone.
They were going to make that work.
Yep. Attaboy, Rod.
Roger Staubach connecting with Billy Truex from the 4-yard line. 17 seconds remain.
17 seconds here in the Cotton Bowl.
Well, he drilled that in there.
He did for a fact.
Joe Green at position. I'll point out that Joe Green is 5'11". The tight safety for the Giants, Billy Truex, is 6'5". A half a foot giveaway.
Truex
Mike.
weighs 240, and Green weighs, well, he got him at 195. Is he that big?
Just about as Mike Clark drills it through the center. That's our situation as 17 seconds remain to be played in the first half. You know, this Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports, PBA National Bowling Championship live from Paramus, New Jersey. The nation's outstanding bowlers compete for $85,000 in prize money in one of the most prestigious events on the Bowlers Tour. That's this Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports at 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central, and 4:30 Pacific time. Deep for the Giants. 41 is Willie Williams. 28 is Bobby Duhan. They have moved up, anticipating a short kick on the part of Mike Clark. Cowboys moving 66 yards in 10 plays. Culminated. You know, this Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports, PBA National Bowling Championship live from Paramus, New Jersey. The nation's outstanding bowlers compete for $85,000 in prize money in one of the most prestigious events on the Bowlers Tour. That's this Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports at 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central, and 4:30 Pacific time. Deep for the Giants. 41 is Willie Williams. 28 is Bobby Duhan. They have moved up, anticipating a short kick on the part of Mike Clark. Cowboys moving 66 yards in 10 plays, culminated by a 4-yard touchdown pass Roger Staubach to Billy Truex. They're out in front, 13-6. We've had some zany football here in the first half. Rocky Thompson. They still got the ball to the wrong man. Thompson up to the 40-yard line as the clock moves with 9 seconds on it. Charlie Waters, number 41, makes the stop for the Cowboys. That's what the Giants have on the scoreboard. And they'll call timeout. Obviously, they intend to use this down to try and get on the scoreboard. Tarkenton will now move across the field. We'll see Tarkenton conferring with head coach Alex Webster and offensive coach Jim Garrett, much as Roger Staubach visited with Tom Landry a while ago. And across the field from Tarkenton, Leroy Jordan, the defensive captain, gets the word from Ernie Stopman, the defensive coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
The teams prepare to play one another. Some folks may not be aware they're training films. The training films are broken up into offensive reels, defensive reels, and kicking reels. There's also occasions where you'll have a reel that's just exclusively in a 2-minute period. What kind of patterns do they run in this 2-minute period? So these teams have played one another enough that they do have a general feeling of what the other team will do in a situation like this. So that's one of the reasons to check with the coach. Say, okay, I've got this down. Yep, I remember they did that. Right. Okay, they come out of this formation and we'll expect this. So let's see what they do. Oh, they got a brand new one here. I'm telling you.
All 4 receivers on the wide side are almost picked off. D.D. Lewis, number 50, almost gets his hands on the football. 3 seconds now remain to be played. I'll tell you.
Did they have an offensive line out there, too? I think Willie Williams
Well,
was
they had to
Willie
have,
Young
one of
was
them had
out
to be
there.
a tackle.
Yeah, Willie Young was out there, I think. Well, we didn't have that one in the computer for this week. I don't know what they're going to do. It worked out all right.
3 seconds remain. Speed in Clifton McNeil and Rich Houston. Should he decide to try and score for the touchdown, that would be the only chance they have to go. And after a near miss like that, he might decide just to run the clock out. Duhan, Morrison, the setbacks. Morrison will kill the clock. Morrison, stopped by Pat Toomey, as the gun sounds. And that's the end of the first half with the score. The Cowboys 13, the Giants 6.
That tall and slim feeling. No matter what shape you're in, you can enjoy it with our little cigar. We call them tall and slim, and that's how you'll feel when you smoke them. Tall and Slims are 100 millimeters tall with rich, mild tobacco. You don't have to inhale to enjoy. Slim in today's modern style. Tall and slim little cigars. Yours to enjoy in regular or menthol for that tall and slim feeling.
I'm Joe Namath. When I can't play football, at least I can watch football and enjoy my new Hamilton Beach Butter Up Popper. The only popper that butters its own popcorn. Just set the butter here and watch things start popping. It's so automatic I never have to scramble around. And to me, that's important. The new Hamilton Beach Butter Up Popper. It makes great popcorn. And there's only one thing I like better than popcorn.
Hamilton Beach Scoville, where great ideas keep popping into our head.
The Mod Squad investigates sabotage at a circus tomorrow night on ABC.
We're back live at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. A beautiful scene from our Goodyear blimp. The scene set, almost total darkness, the lights of the State Fair in the background as the band begins to perform its halftime entertainment. Yes, over 68,000 people here watching the Dallas Cowboys enjoying a 13-6 halftime lead over the Giants. The scoring as shown on your screen. First, a 42-yard field goal by Mike Clark to give Dallas a 3-0 lead. Then a 35-yard field goal by Pete Gogolak to tie it at 3-3. A 41-yarder by Mike to make it 6-3 Dallas. A 20-yarder by Pete to make it 6-6. And then finally, with only 17 seconds left in the first half, the culmination of a drive by the Cowboys within the final 2 minutes, magnificently explained by Don Meredith as he forced his team, or ex-team, down the field. Staubach threw to tight end Billy Truax for 4 yards. Dallas leading 13-6. The statistics speak for themselves. Dallas dominating, only mildly, though, in total number of offensive plays, in first downs, a reasonable edge in rushing yardage, a very scared edge in passing yardage, and the total yardage of the two teams not that vastly different. Time of possession speaks for itself on the screen. Now, it's my personal privilege to remind you, viewers and listeners, that our NBA season begins Friday, November 26th, and our color commentator will be Big Bill Russell, with whom I spoke yesterday asking him what he'd add to the package.
Well, Howard, I'd like to think I'm going to add insight from the coaching viewpoint and honesty and intelligence. I think that those, not that I didn't have it before, of course. But I think that it's a chance to do something that I think I may be able to help in. I enjoyed playing basketball, and I had some definite ideas about it. I'm very opinionated, so I don't have to worry about me sitting there on my thumb.
You're not afraid of being controversial.
No, Howard, not at this point. I'm too old to be afraid now.
What do you mean by bringing honesty to it?
Well, I think that when I see a guy make a mistake, I'll say it's a mistake. And because sometimes a guy will make a mistake and the fans won't even know it's a mistake. But also, when I see a guy make a good play that the fans may not necessarily recognize, I'll say that too. I think that what I wanted to bring out are the subtleties of the game.
Not only that, but the way you've just expressed it, you're going to bring some journalism to the transmission of the contest. We welcome you aboard.
What is that?
Journalism to the transmission of the contest.
Oh,
Bill?
That's what I thought you said.
Thank you very much, Bill Russell. And we look forward to our opening NBA game with Bill Friday, November 26th, Baltimore at Atlanta, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Now, let's go to our NFL halftime highlights. The old groaner at Candlestick Park, San Francisco, to see the Rams play the 49ers. We're in third quarter action. The score tied 3-3. That's Les Josephson, 34. Watch him apparently stop, but not so. Now watch him go. He's out by himself. Skirting for the left sideline, and that's Bruce Taylor coming up on him. Bruce Taylor making the tackle, a 57-yard jaunt for Josephson. Later, the Rams missed a field goal try. Taylor ran it out, but only to the one. Now the handoff, Brody to Willard. He fumbled. Gene Howard, 21, picks it up. Apparently stopped. Wait, did Purnell push him over? Hard to tell. If he did, it was illegal, but the officials said no. Touchdown, the Rams lead it 10-3. A happy group of Rams playing opportunistic football. Now it's fourth quarter. They're trailing 13-10. But Larry Smith, first off left tackle from his own 36. This time, nobody's going to catch him. Smith is going all the way for the touchdown. The Rams lead it 17-13. Take command, add a field goal, beat the 49ers 20-13. Tommy Prothro wins the big one. Happiness reigns supreme. That's Hank Stram, the colorful, innovative coach of the Kansas City Chiefs at Kansas City. His team about to go against the San Diego Chargers, where in third quarter action, the team's tied 10-10. Lenny Dawson hitting his favorite receiver, Otis Taylor, and so the Chiefs go ahead in the third period, 17-10. Now, we are in the fourth quarter. A pitch out to Warren McVay. As you saw, Warren, the scat back from the University of Houston, moves 15 yards for a touchdown, then slips a little of the joy out of it. He's embarrassed, but don't take it seriously, Warren. You're ahead 24-10. Only 20 seconds left in the game. The pitch out, Dawson to Podolak out of the University of Iowa. 7 easy yards, touchdown. The Chiefs win it 31-10 over the San Diego Chargers. And, of course, next week, the Chiefs against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football.
1928. General Electric televises the first remote TV broadcast as Al Smith accepts the presidential nomination. 1971. Where's GE today? After over 40 years, we're right where you'd expect us to be, with as much TV know-how as anyone in the world, with remarkable one-touch color tuning, with the brightest, richest color picture in GE history. At General Electric, we build every television as if we had to use it ourselves.
That's me, Ara Parsegian, the guy on top, after one of last season's great Notre Dame wins. Getting to the top is one thing, but staying there proves you're a real champ. And that's as true of wagons as it is of football.
Year after year, the Ford wagon team is tops. With all their better ideas, it's easy to see why. Ford's Magic Door Gate lets you call the options, just like a quarterback. So you can drop straight back or roll out, even with the window up. It's the proven door gate nobody's topped. Ford knows when you've got a winning combination, you stick with it. That's why the newest wagon of the year, the mid-size Grand Torino Squire, offers you an instant replay on Ford's winning Magic Door Gate. Down like a tailgate, out like a door, even with the window up. Why do more people get their wagons from Ford dealers than any place else? Because when it comes to wagons, nobody swings like Ford.
America's #1 wagon. Another better idea from Ford.
Soldiers Field, Chicago. Rebuilt, revamped, an attractive place to play. The Bears against the New Orleans Saints. The surprise quarterback of the year, Kent Nix of the Bears. Throwing to Bob Wallace. Missed tackle. Another missed tackle. And Mr. Wallace is on the way. 18 will not get near him. The Bears lead it 7-0. Now it's second quarter action. The game is tied at 7-7, and it's Mr. Nix again. Dick Gordon the National Football League's leading receiver a year ago. Another touchdown pass, and the Bears lead it 14-7. Still the second quarter, and watch this handoff. Kent Nix to Don Scheid. Now watch Mr. Scheid. He throws 23 yards to George Farmer, and it's a touchdown. The Bears lead it 21-7. Bears are having an amazing year for a lowly rated team in the preseason estimates. Another handoff, Kent Nix, and it's another touchdown as Don Scheid runs off right tackle. 28-7. We're still in the second quarter. Now there are only seconds left in the first half. Tony Baker has the ball for the Saints. Watch closely. Keep watching closely. That's George Seals. Keep watching closely. And watch Mr. Seals. He went in there. He wound up with the football. The Bears score again, 35-7. They go on to win the contest 35-14. They have been an enormous surprise this year, especially Mr. Kent Nix. 35-14. Well, that's Tiger Stadium, Detroit, Michigan. And the atmosphere is always festive there. How they love the Lions. The Lions are leading 7-0 in the first quarter. That's Greg Landry. 26 yards to Steve Owens, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma. It's 14-0, the Lions over the Packers. Now the score is 17-0, the Lions. That's Scott Hunter, rookie quarterback from Alabama, for the Packers on a bootleg around the left side. He picks up 16 yards. We are in the second quarter, remember. 17-0, the Lions. Now watch that handoff from Hunter to Donnie Anderson. Donnie, who can run the option pass play beautifully, flips for the touchdown to the rookie John Brockington from Ohio State. And so it's 17-7 Lions. We're still in the second quarter. You must watch this play. Greg Landry. Now watch Larry Walton. Lands with inbounds, and it's a touchdown. Detroit 24, the Packers 7. These teams put on quite a show. We're in the third quarter. This is Bill Triplett running left. Again, watch closely. Triplett fumbles the football. McCoy picks it up. Big Mike McCoy from Notre Dame carries down deep into Detroit territory. Now we're still in the third quarter, and this play you must again watch very closely. Donnie Anderson, was he over or not? The official says he was over. The official says the score is 24-14, but the Lions don't believe it. The defensive captain, middle linebacker Mike Lucci, 53, is in a rage. Teammates have to hold him back. You saw the marker go down. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, rather. And look at Lucci. Ha! Don't complain too much, Mike. It's not going to help. The score stands, and Lucci is defeated. But we continue with the action. Greg Landry in the third quarter. He is again looking for Larry Walton. Larry Walton is absolutely unattended. Walton takes the football. Missed tackle by Ellis. Another missed tackle by Willie Wood. Still perhaps another missed tackle. Now watch this. Well, maybe not a missed tackle, but a tackle that perhaps could have been executed. And that, there was help from a blocker, as you saw. So it's a 60-yard play. A touchdown for Larry Walton. The Lions lead it 31-14. Now we're in the final quarter. A minute left. The score is 31-21. The ancient one, Zeke Bradkowski, hits Rich McGeorge, the tight end from Elon, and so the final score, Lions 31, Packers 28.
And we'll remind you, we have a rematch of that game, the Lions and the Packers, coming up November the 1st from Milwaukee. And here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, the Cowboys out in front of the New York Giants 13-6. And NFL Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Ford, who invites you to see all the 72 better ideas at your Ford dealers. By the two-bladed razor, Gillette introduces the world's first razor with two separate blades. The new Gillette Track 2 twin-bladed cartridge shaving system. And by Sears Tire and Auto Centers, where you'll find die-hard batteries and a complete line of quality tires. And we'll be ready for the second half kickoff between the Giants and the Cowboys after this word from our local station.
Longstreet tries to break a conspiracy of silence Thursday night on ABC.
Back at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, we're about to get the second half underway. The Dallas Cowboys out in front of the Giants again, 13-6. Pete Gogolak, who has kicked 2 field goals for the Giants, will kick to Cliff Harris, 43, and Dwayne Thomas, number 33. From the hash mark, Dwayne Thomas. And he can move. Just activated this week. Cliff Harris will field it in the end zone. He'll run it out. Harris over the 15 to the 18-yard line. The 74 roller is there. Joe Green, 33, is there.
Very quickly, John, were you happy with the way your team played in the first half?
I don't think they played as well as they're capable. But I think they're not going to change much from what they did last week. We've got a new quarterback the second half.
Yep, a deviation.
So it looks like they're going to change a little bit. He was welcomed with a simmering round of boos.
You know something about that.
They'll call it a mixed greeting for Craig Morton. First and 10 from the 18, Calvin Hill. Calvin Hill breaking tackles, moving over to the 27-yard line.
One of the things that's always interesting to me to watch any quarterback is how does he call the game. Coach Landry has indicated before this contest he wanted his Cowboys to run. He leaves the play calling primarily up to the quarterback that's in. So we'll see how much, if any, Craig's play calling affects this contest.
His setbacks are Walt Garrison, 32, Calvin Hill, 35, Bob Hayes is the split end, 22, Billy Truex, the tight end, 87, Lance Allworth, the flanker. On second and short yardage, make it a yard from the 27-yard line, the Cowboys' own 27. Calvin Hill. Yardage for the first down over the 30 to the 32. Ralph Heck, 55, is there.
This is the thing we thought Dallas would be able to do going into this contest, not to degrade New York's defense, but Dallas is a strong running team. They led the league last year in running. They have been fairly successful this year in running, but not as much as they were last year. Coach Landry has emphasized the need to get back to last year's fashion in the running game.
First and 10 for the Cowboys. The ball on their own 32-yard line. Craig Morton with his first pass. And he'll scramble. Morton picking up about 5 yards.
Well, it's just stupid for anybody to boo a quarterback for doing that because that's exactly what he's coached to do. That's what he should do. If he's got any sense at all, he'll do it every chance he gets.
That's right. Why risk injury? Morton has been injury-prone anyway. There's Craig's statistics. In 1970, he was 5th in the National Football Conference in passing, and Dunn, you're exactly right. Quickly, Frank, were you happy with the way your former team performed in the first half?
I was, considering Ron Johnson is not here, Tucker Fredrickson is not here. They have lost much of their offense. They fought well defensively. They trailed 13-6 through. We watch Calvin Hill on second and 5 behind Ralph Neely. A great block by Ralph Neely.
A great block by Lance Allworth, too, came in from his wing position. He really did a super job.
You're right. And, you know, Dunn,
Calvin Hill is shaken up. And he's holding his right knee.
The knee.
Well, Calvin, as most people know, has been plagued with a few injuries himself. This one looks to be fairly serious. A great shot of it there. It is his knee.
You know, Don, we spent much of the time last year talking about the abundant number of injuries in football and ascribed at least some of them from time to time to the absence of training a year ago. Let's take another look at the run, and we'll get back to the injury point later.
You'll see a quick pitch to Calvin Hill, number 35. Ralph Neely is 73 out leading this. Dwayne Thomas cut back in and cut down Freddie Dreyer. You didn't see Allworth's block, but his was super as he came in. This is Spider Lockhart that's coming in to hit Hill. Let's see, that's a heck of a lick right there.
He's a good tackler.
If that's where he hurt it, that's very similar to the way Danny Reeves tore his knee up in St. Louis a few years ago.
So with timeout, the score, the Dallas Cowboys 13, the New York Giants 6.
Every day is moving day at North American Van Lines. And to make sure every move goes smoothly, their trucks use STP oil treatment. These trucks have to haul tremendous loads under all conditions, through crosstown traffic, cross-country miles, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Through it all, STP helps keep them running smoother, cooler, quieter, longer, in all kinds of weather. Try STP oil treatment in your family car and run razor sharp.
Flair writes with absolute silence, total smoothness. Flair's rich, vivid line can be fine or bold at your discretion. Flair has a smooth, tough nylon point that stays sharp. Flair won't dry out because the cap seals with a distinctive click. Flair, the new way to write. Now in dramatic colors. Flair.
Calvin Hill limping off the field, we suspect favoring his right knee after being upset on the sidelines, picking up yardage for a first down for the Cowboys. Danny Reeves, the player coach, has come in at one setback. Dwayne Thomas is the other setback. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. They're on their own 47-yard line. Lance Allworth, motion right. Dwayne Thomas.
Well,
Dwayne
Thomas is back.
To see him run with that ball and listen to this crowd respond to it was quite spine-tingling, I would say, because he did duck to the outside real well. Number 33, Dwayne Thomas, got good block by Reeves, 30. And the fella does have some unusual ability. He can really run with that football.
Immediate acceleration. Exciting player to watch. The statistics of a year ago speak for themselves.
The average is what's really impressive to me. On 151 attempts, he averaged 5.3.
Another first down for the Cowboys. They're on the Giants' 42. Dwayne Thomas again. And he's something else. To the 34-yard line goes Dwayne Thomas.
Oh, is this crowd alive? They've wanted Dwayne back all along, and they are really alive.
I really don't believe they did in the beginning, Howard, because the crowd, the people here in Dallas were very negative toward Dwayne. He came out and spoke very bluntly about some of the things he didn't like, a lot of other things that we don't know about, but the general feeling was that Dwayne got what was coming to him, and that was he's not going to play football. It's amazing how these things can be forgotten when he runs 2 times and carries 20 yards.
Pickup of 8 yards for Dwayne Thomas. The play fake. Morton going to Danny Reeves. Reeves can't hold on to the football. Tim Files there, number 58, along with Willie Williams, but Reeves just dropped the football. Craig Morton.
I imagine they'll get on their coach about dropping that one. There's Alex Webster. He's saying, what's going on out there?
What he's saying is Dallas beginning to play up to its potential, using the run mainly, and then the occasional pass just to mix things up.
3rd down and 4. Both these teams battling to stay at least one game behind the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins undefeated in the NFC's Eastern Division. From the 40 on 3rd and 4. Ralph Heck defending against Danny Reeves.
Nolan Lakes came in there pretty well. Then, Frank, I don't know whether it was a missed assignment or what it was. It looked to be a quick screen out to the flat, but no one blocked Nolan Lakes, number 76.
That's true, and excellent coverage by 55, Ralph Heck.
It really
on
was.
The screen.
Nolan Lakes, who came to the Giants from San Francisco. A good one, an 11-year veteran, as Mike Clark comes onto the field for the Cowboys. Cowboys out in front of the Giants, 13-6. 12 minutes remain in the 3rd period. This kick from 41 yards out. He has already hit on 42 yards and 41 yards. Rocky Thompson will run it. Thompson out to the 17-yard line. Make it the 18. Rocky Thompson coming out of the end zone. And with timeout, the score is Dallas 13, the New York Giants 6.
At the Bondurant Driving School in Ontario, California, they teach professionals how to handle a car in an emergency, and it's rough on tires. So we brought our long mileage tire here to prove how tough it is. Sears Silent Guard Dynaglass, braced with 2 fiberglass belts and 4 tough body plies to take anything this course can throw at them. We've driven tires like these over 40,000 highway miles. The mileage you get depends on how you drive. Dynaglass tires, only at Sears.
The battery in this car is virtually brand new. The battery in this car is 2 years old. Now, after the lights have been on for almost 4 hours, now let's see which car starts. The one with the 2-year-old battery. A 2-year-old Sears Die-Hard. The Die-Hard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't. Sold only at Sears.
Back at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, we'll tell you, as quickly as we can, that Calvin Hill apparently is not seriously injured. He had a hyperextension of the right knee. We have been informed he may or may not return to the game. Walt Garrison, who is also out of the lineup, is not injured. The Giants take over 1st and 10. They're on their own 18-yard line. Fran Tarkenton quarterbacking all the way, puts Rich Houston to the right, McNeil to the left. Duhan in motion. Tarkenton on the sprint out. Tucker can't hold on to it. Bob Tucker drops the ball. And we now pause 5 seconds for local station identification. Bob Tucker coming back to the Giants huddle. It'll be 2nd and 10. Fran Tarkenton has Bobby Duhan and Joe Morrison as setbacks. Tarkenton, 11 for 18, but only 61 yards, or rather 102 yards. 102 yards, had 1 drop that possibly could have been a touchdown. On 2nd down from the Giants' 18. Here's McNeil. Pickup of about 7 yards. Herb Adderley there to make the stop. Defensively, the Cowboys remain the same. Adderley at the left cornerback, 26. Cornell Greens, the tight safety. Cliff Harris, the free safety, number 43. Mel Renfro, the right cornerback. Chuck Howley, Leroy Jordan, Dave Edwards, the linebackers. Howley, always the weak side linebacker. Lillian Pugh are the tackles. Larry Cole and George Andre are the defensive ends. Bob Tucker now with 3 catches for 34 yards as we look at Herb Adderley. Tarkenton has already thrown on 3rd down and 2. He comes out with the stacked eye. Sends Rich Houston. Motion to his left. Goes to Houston. And moving up quickly was Mel Renfro, and I believe Tarkenton deliberately drilled that in the ground. That will bring up 4th down. Tom Blanchard will come on for the Giants. Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris will drop deep for the Cowboys. A little over 10 minutes remain to be played in the 3rd period here in Dallas. The Cowboys in front, 13-6. Tom Blanchard coming into the game with a 39.7 punting average. Has averaged 43 this evening. Harris. Joe Green drops Harris just over the 40-yard line at the 41.
All right, let's take another look at Dallas on the offense. They appeared to be making their move just a couple of moments ago, but once again, the Giants put it together on defense and blocked them off. So I assume that you're even happier about that, Frank.
I think they're doing fine considering the problems they've had. Not a question. The player coach is in the ball game with Greg Morton when he came in. They took out Walt Garrison. Is there a reason for that? Is he in there to help Greg Morton?
No, the only thing I can think of, Frank, is they intended to play Dwayne Thomas at fullback tonight some. This was their intentions before the game. So I've just assumed then. There he is on his play pass. Wow.
Lockhart picks it off. Lockhart returning the interception to the 43-yard line. Danny Reeves, the player coach whom we were talking about just a moment ago, had his option pass picked off.
Well, we just saw Dallas on offense. Now we'll look at the Giants.
You see if the end zone. This is a play-action pass. That same thing that Danny Reeves threw in the Green Bay championship game in 1967 for a touchdown. He was hit just as he threw that one. Got penetration from the Giant defense, and it was picked off.
1st and 10 for the Giants from their own 43.5-yard line. Duhan coming in motion. Willie Young with a good block for Fran Tarkenton. Tarkenton looking for a receiver.
The crowd watched that called intentionally grounding, but no soap. You know, this year such a call is utterly discretionary with the officials, and they presumably are prone to call it much more this year than in past years, where the basic judgment was, is there a receiver somewhere within the area?
I believe that pass fairly thrown in the general direction of Bob Tucker. Of course, the partisan crowd didn't like it.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, anyway.
I'm trying not to be partisan.
Well, no, I think that's true. You got to throw it where you can. And a lot of them look like they're thrown away.
On 2nd down, the Giants with the football on their own 43.5-yard line. Houston again in motion. Duhan with the ball. Up over the 45 to about the 47. Leroy Jordan meets Bobby Duhan.
Leroy's the one that also calls the defensive signals or audibles, playing off the first block. Number 55 gets up, does make the tackle on Duhan. Jordan, I think, is a great middle linebacker. He's most instrumental in the coordination that he achieves by knowing it. There's Coach Landry talking to Craig Martin on the side. I'm sure they're trying to conjure up some offense.
3rd and 7. Tarkenton gets away from Cole. Fires to Tucker. Bob Tucker at the Dallas Cowboys' 42-yard line. Cornell Green for the tackle. Good enough for the first down.
Fran is unbelievable the way he can throw just going full speed. He can zip that thing in there. He's done it for a long time, and I don't think anyone would question the fact that he can do it really better than anybody else.
Incredible. As you would describe it, not only does he retain command of the downfield, Don, but in your words, superb peripheral vision.
That's something close to what I would probably say. Of course, I have never said that, but that's close to what I could probably say.
119 yards on 13 completions. First down for the Giants. They're on the Cowboys' 42-yard line. This is Bobby Duhan. Duhan tripped up by Jethro Pugh, big number 75.
I notice Pat Toomey is in there, number 67, who's replaced George Andre, who usually is in that position. I don't know whether Andre has been injured or whether they're just playing him or not.
George Andre kneeling on the sidelines, Don. He is fine. Pickup of about a yard and a half for...
At what juncture tonight, Don, will you proclaim it an important series of downs? There's Pat Toomey, by the way.
Right after you've done it a couple of 2 or 3 times, I guess. Just follow your lead, Coach.
2nd down and 9. Tarkenton for McNeil.
Very good throw. Great route by McNeil. They had Adderley turned around pretty good, and Tarkenton did get hit. Let's see it again. Clip to McNeil, number 18, on a sideline pattern. Let's see what he does to Herb to get him to turn. That little stutter step right there was a good move, like he's going to go deep. Got to that sideline, waited a little bit. The ball was there, and just stepped right out. Here's the pass rush on that same play. Pat Toomey, number 67. Bob Liddy, 74. And Toomey is the one that gets in there. Hit him around the waist. I don't imagine it hurts that much.
I'll tell you, Tarkenton's durability is amazing.
Bill Gregory has come in for Jethro Pugh in the Cowboys' front 4. He's number 77, probably, for pass rush on 3rd and 9. Duhan. Inside the 20-yard line is Bobby Duhan. Tackled there by Cliff Harris. Bobby Duhan circling out of the backfield. And Tarkenton right on target.
The Cowboys have been playing what they call a 40 defense, which means the middle linebacker usually goes to the strong side where the wing is set. circling both backs out of the backfield. You'll see him come to the strong side. There's Calvin Hill, number 35, coming back, so obviously he is okay. Looks like he's had some tape on his knee. That's good news for the Cowboys. Now, saying the middle linebacker does go to the strong side. Duhan came out. He was man-to-man on Howley, got to the inside, and Francis hit him.
The Giants with another first down. They're on the 16-yard line of the Cowboys. Gregory is out. Jethro Pugh is back in for the Cowboys. Houston in motion right. Again, Duhan. Big hole. Duhan hit at the 10-yard line. Chuck Howley, 54, on the tackle. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remain in the third period. 7 carries for Bobby Duhan, 23 yards.
It seems to me, Frank, that they're running mainly in the middle, and they're doing a good job. Those the 2 guards for the Giants, Bob Howland and Van Horn, along with Larson, must be doing some damage up there to Lilly, Pugh, and Leroy Jordan, because most of their plays either originate in the middle or wind up in the middle off some sort of a draw.
The stacked eye on the left side. In motion is Rich Houston on 2nd down and 3. Morrison is hit hard, and he really is hit hard by Leroy Jordan. He fumbles the football.
Dave Edwards has got it.
Leroy Jordan really popped Joe Morrison. Out came the football. Dave Edwards recovers, I believe, our 7th fumble of the evening.
That's exactly right, and the Giants have lost 3 fumbles.
Give an assist to Dave Edwards to Leroy Jordan.
All right, we'll take a look at it again. Joe Morrison's coming in. You'll see Dave Edwards from the outside. That ball's going to pop right out in front of him. There it is. He reaches down, picks it up, starts to stay down, and Tarkington very alertly says, wait a minute, he can run. Now, can you imagine Fran Tarkington try to tackle Dave Edwards? And he did with some help.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys. They're on their own 17-yard line. Dwayne Thomas. Ralph Neely out in front. Thomas moves over the 25 to the 27.
Latest word on Calvin Hill, Frank, is that he had a slightly sprained knee. It's been wrapped. You saw him return to the field just a few seconds ago, and we expect that he'll be seeing action. There's Dwayne Thomas on the rerun of the play just witnessed, and the balance of Dwayne Thomas, not lost by the long layoff, manifests itself. Look at that. Yes, sir, he's learned his lessons from Meredith.
I believe it was Tom Landry who said last year this man has the potential to become another Jim Brown and Gale Sayers wrapped into one. 9.6 speed. Here he is again. Very close to the first down is Dwayne Thomas. He needed to reach the 27. Dwayne Thomas picks up the first down.
Jim Files is constantly improving as a middle linebacker. Frank, we saw him in a couple of games last year, and he was new, or fairly new to that position, made some mistakes. He seems to be more in the area this year. He's doing a good job. He was in on that last tackle.
He's been in on a lot of them for the Giants this year, number 58. On 1st and 10, the Cowboys operating from their own 27. Danny Reeves. Nye out in front, 61. Nye with a good block. Reeves moving over the 40 to the 47-yard line. John Douglas moving over for the tackle.
You know, you watched this team pouring on the ground. You know how great that offensive line is with the Johnny Nylans, the Blaine Nyes, and all the rest, the Ralph Nealys. And you wonder why they ever turn to the air and why they've been doing it all game long, Don. You've made the point repeatedly that the original game plan was stay on the ground. Why the variation?
Well, that's a good question, Howard. I don't really know. I think that's the quarterback's decision. As we did mention, they're great runners, but I do think you have to put the ball in the air some, too.
Cowboys with 1st and 10. They have the ball on their own 46-yard line. Flags are up. The Giants appeared to move offside.
I hope Jed Forty moves that graphic up again because it points up what I did say, the Cowboys' power in rushing.
Bob
there it
Larson
is.
With the tackle.
There it is, Frank. 522 rushes a year ago, 2,300 yards. This period, Dallas in 9 rushes has made 81 yards, a 9-yard average per rush. I'll tell you, they didn't give Meredith that kind of offensive help when he was quarterback.
I didn't have you to help me then either, Howard.
And you saw the penalty against the Giants, 5 yards. Down remains the same. 1st and 5. Cowboys now inside Giant territory at the Giants' 49-yard line. Lance Always, motion left. Martin looking deep for Bob Hayes. And that's why they pass.
That's one reason why you want to put up in the air every now and then.
That's right, but only after you've laid the foundation.
Absolutely right, Howard. That was a great throw.
Between Athos and Joe Green, the completion. Right on target. Bob Hayes. He is really something special.
It really is good to have somebody like that on your side, man, because he can really get open. Here it is again. Craig sets back, throws. And Bobby, I mean, it's just, there's not anybody really can keep up with him. It's not a discredit to anybody over on defense. You get him man to man. He's caught 4 passes tonight for an even 100 yards. But it sure is good to have him on your side.
All right. Mike Clark with the conversion attempt is good.
Here's a good block here by Blaine Nye on that pass a while ago. Craig does have plenty of time. Blaine Nye is really one of the truly great young guards in the league from Stanford. Very bright guy working on his master's degree. May have got it last year, in fact. And there's Turkey Lurkey himself. Rapid Robert.
And NFL Monday Night Football, the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, continues from the Cotton Bowl with the score. The Cowboys 20, the Giants 6.
What would you say if some college kids asked to borrow your car for 100,000 miles? We said yes to the auto tech class at Chaffey College, California, and they drove a Ford Pinto with optional 2-liter engine and disc brakes night and day for 100,000 miles. They did their own servicing and repairs and formed their own opinions.
The Pinto's rack and pinion steering is really solid, and there's hardly any body roll at all in the car.
I'm really surprised that the car this light has the response that it does. It really accelerates. It's really a lot of fun to drive. It's really a tight car.
The brakes were very good considering all the mileage, and no maintenance was ever performed on them.
Got real tight steering and handles easy on turns. Pinto has real good acceleration, and it keeps up with everything else on the road.
You won't need 100,000 miles to know Pinto's different where it counts. Once around the block, we'll show you. Test drive a Pinto at your Ford dealers.
That's the situation with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third period from Dallas, Texas. Cowboys out in front of the Giants. Mike Clark puts the ball in the air. Deep is Rocky Thompson. Thompson upended at about the 24-yard line. Running into Dwayne Thomas, and I believe that's the third tackle that Dwayne Thomas has made.
This guy does want to play some football, doesn't he? Dwayne Thomas.
Does.
Dwayne Thomas and number 43, Cliff Harris.
The Giants take over, 1st and 10. They have the ball on their own 25.5-yard line. Out to the left comes McNeil. Giants in the stacked eye. This is Rich Houston, motion left. And this is Bobby Duhan. Joe Morrison with a block. Duhan to the 30-yard line, hit hard by number 55, Leroy Jordan.
Out of Excel, Alabama.
Boy, he's some football player. They got him listed at 220, and Don, I know he plays many times at 210.
That was my old roommate. Yeah, he stretches to get to 220. But he takes everything he got and throws it at him. He sure does a good job.
Pick up a 5 yards for Duhan. And those linebackers for the Cowboys, Howley is 35 years old, Jordan 30, Dave Edwards is 32. And they're really active. From the 30-yard line. Duhan again out of the backfield. Charlie Waters makes the stop. Duhan circling around, pulling up. Charlie Waters has come in at free safety for the Cowboys. First down for the Giants. The ball on the 45-yard line. You know, this Saturday on ABC NCAA football, the Longhorns of Texas take on the Razorbacks of Arkansas in Little Rock, Arkansas. Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here on ABC. Houston in motion left. Duhan again, upended at the 45. Just about getting back to the line of scrimmage. Fine blocking throughout the night by this Giant offensive line. Greg Larson at center, 53. We'll look now at Leroy Jordan.
Well, we pointed out Leroy a while ago made a good tackle. We'll take another look at him here in slow motion. You'll see Pugh shift a little bit. All this is done. These audible calls are called by Leroy from his middle linebacker position. That's his 7th tackle tonight, and he has 4 assists on top of that.
Second down and 10. Operating from their own 45, the Giants put both wide receivers to the right. Duhan now comes in motion. Parkinson upended by Jethro Pugh. Big Jethro Pugh, all 6'6", 270 pounds of it.
They had a big headline in the paper when Jethro was a rookie. They said, "What is a Jethro Pugh?" And through his fine years playing for the Dallas Cowboys, I think that certainly everybody in this area knows what a Jethro Pugh is. He's one of the very finest defensive tackles in football.
You know, I think we're starting to see something that happens quite frequently. We saw Oakland do it last week. We've seen San Francisco do it. Fresh defensive lineman. As Pugh comes out, Bill Gregory, 77, comes in. Pat Toomey has also come in to replace George Andre. We're seeing more and more of that in pro football. A sure passing situation. Third down and 18. The Giants on their own 37. Parkinson going deep, and it's over the head, way over the head of Bobby Duhan.
Well, the fans are having a ball now. Their team is playing the way it can.
68,000 here in the Cotton Bowl this evening. Cowboys and the Giants both trying to stay one game behind the Washington Redskins. Bob Hayes now has dropped deep to receive the punt of Tom Blanchard of the Giants. Bob Hayes along with Charlie Waters. And Bob Hayes will put a little fear in the heart. Bob Hayes, that's the 15. Watch out. Could not stay in bounds. Bob Hayes out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Joe Green there.
All right, I think this is another good move by Bobby. They were trying to set up the return over to the left. He's just not going to make it. He does have the speed to do something like this. A lot of times you'll see guys caught back here, but he's just reversing his field totally on his own decision. Again, I think it's another good decision. Bobby's not the biggest guy in the world. He knows his biggest asset in this club is stay healthy. He's trying to tightrope that thing down there. He did step out of bounds. Maybe he realized that. Anyway, he didn't run into him. He stepped on out of bounds.
First and 10 for the Cowboys. They're operating from their 22. Dan Reeves, Dwayne Thomas, the setback. Dan Reeves, Rayfield right out in front. Reeves up over the 30 to the 32-yard line. Boy, and Ralph Neely, 73 and 70, Rayfield right. When they go with those quick tosses, they really lumber out of that line.
Some offensive line. Really, I think their offensive line done, and perhaps Oakland, as we're running out the quarter, by the way, Frank, just 1 second ago, and that's it. I really think they in Oakland have the top offensive lines around.
Could well be, and that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Dallas Cowboys 20, the Giants 6, and we'll return after this word from our local station.
Tony Curtis and Roger Moore star as the Persuaders, Saturday night on ABC.
I'm Willie Wood of the Green Bay Packers. That's the way I like to crack down in action. I like to rack up this drug traffic, too.
Monday Night Football from Dallas, Texas, the Cotton Bowl. The Cowboys out in front of the Giants, 20-6. Cowboys with the football. They have second down and 1 yard to go. They're operating from their own 32. Greg Morton going all the way in the second half. Roger Staubach with the entire first half. Wayne Thomas upended by Joe Green, the Giants' tight safety. Pickup of about 4 yards, good enough for the first down. Those are our statistics through 3 quarters. And we look down from our Goodyear blimp. Captain Don Polsnack piloting our craft. I've got it. First and 10 for the Cowboys. A quick toss is to Reeves. Oh, beautiful play there by Douglas. Number 51, moving over from his linebacking position, stops Reeves for a 4-yard loss.
You have no way of knowing for sure, but Douglas was with Dallas, and that appeared to be an audible from here. He could have read that audible, and he moved from his inside position just at the snap of the ball to go out and stop the quick pitch to the outside.
And into the Giants' defensive unit on second and long yardage, the passing situation, come 2 fresh linemen, Dave Roller, 74, and number 80, Henry Reed. Roller, tackle, Reed, defensive end. From the 31-yard line, Morton, both speedy receivers, Allworth and Hayes to the right. Reeves out of the backfield. He comes with the screen to Dwayne Thomas. Thomas fumbles the football. Dwayne Thomas fumbles the football at the 40-yard line. And I believe it's Ralph Heck or Henry Reed. Make it Henry Reed, number 80, who had just come into the football game, has recovered Dwayne Thomas's fumble. That is 8 fumbles that we have seen this evening.
You see, Dwayne, he carries the ball a little bit on the outside. This is criticized by most coaches as the best way to carry it, which is quite obvious, but he did get a great lick right in the chest by number 55, Ralph Heck, which might cause most folks to fumble.
On first and 10 from the Cowboys' 41-yard line, the Giants with the football. Harkington fires over to Tucker. Tucker at the 30-yard line. Leroy Jordan, 55, there to make the stop. And I know Francis does not want to go deep against this Cowboy defensive team. He really does not figure that he has the time to do it. But, Don, he has to get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he sure does. Here's Bobby Duhan as he's coming out of the backfield. You never know for sure, but sometimes...
And he's in the area.
Yeah, that's right. You throw it closest to the biggest number of blue jerseys and hope they catch it. That one could have been, I don't know. Francis, you're probably throwing it, Tucker. He was just a little bit low.
Good for a first down on the Cowboys' 30-yard line. Houston now goes left. McNeil is flank left. Duhan moving for about 3 yards. Attracting Larry Cole, defensive left end for the Cowboys, number 63. Cowboys defensive unit remaining intact from the start of the game, with the exception of Charlie Waters, who is replaced with Harris. Charlie Waters at free safety, number 41. Second down and 8 yards for the Giants. They're on the Cowboys' 28. Duhan over the middle and open, beating Chuck Howley inside the 15, and he fumbled.
Well, that's 9 of them.
Bob Hyland is upset.
9 fumbles in 1 ball game, Frank. When do you remember that last?
I have never seen one like this one.
Pat Ferguson came up here a while ago, and he says the reason why the Cowboys were fumbling, they weren't used to playing with a dry ball. Here's Chuck Howley, who goes back. He slips a little bit. He's covering Duhan. And actually, he beat, you saw the fumble. And I believe that is Leroy Jordan that picks it up, number 55, from his middle linebacker position, who came back in there.
And with timeout, the score is the Cowboys 20, the Giants 6.
With all the excitement on TV these days, who says what you watch it on has to be dull? Not Panasonic, not even in black and white. Because we make TV that pops out of portable radios. TV that shuts up so you can listen to tape. TV that's really easy to take because it's the world's smallest. These days, Panasonic gives you more exciting ways to watch TV than anyone else in the world. And for us, that's very exciting. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Some people love cola so much they can't stop drinking it. And for them, there's RC. With RC, you get a great cola taste that's easy on the syrup, easy on the gas. So it doesn't feel like too much. Right, OJ? RC, a great cola taste that's easy on the syrup, easy on the gas. For people like O.J. Simpson, who can't stop drinking cola.
Looking at the Cowboys huddle, 11 minutes and 40 seconds remain to be played in this football game from Dallas, Texas. The Cowboys out in front of the Giants, 20-6. First and 10 for the Cowboys, following the 9th fumble of this football game. They have the ball on their own 13-yard line. Craig Morton with the bootleg. This is Truax. Truax upended there by Willie Williams. And Truax moving to the 34-yard line, and Craig Morton really hit that football.
They have this play in their offense going this direction and not going the other direction because Freddie Dreyer pursues. They feel that he uses his speed, utilizes his speed to catch a lot of plays from the backside. He takes a step and comes right down the line. You won't see the Cowboys go the other direction with that. They'll always come to their left. Not always come to the left. Tonight they're going to come this direction with it.
First and 10 now for the Cowboys. They're on the 34-yard line. Up to the right goes Allworth. Hayes is to the left. It's to Danny Reeves. Blaine Nye out in front, blocking. Carl Lockhart coming up from his free safety position. Up. Danny Reeves at the 38-yard line.
How about that one?
I don't believe that's exactly correct. I think New York has only lost, I believe, 2 of their fumbles. They have lost 4 of theirs, and Dallas has lost 4 of theirs. Second down now. Cowboys from their own 38-yard line. Second down and 7. Clock moving with 10 minutes remaining in the football game. Cowboys in their own I formation. Send Allworth to the right. This is Dan Reeves. Dan Reeves stopped by Jim Files after a pickup of about 3 yards. And we may have a Giant down on the field. We do. This is Joe Green. Joe Green, tight safety for the Giants. NFL Monday Night Football, the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, continues from the Cotton Bowl with the score. The Cowboys 20, the Giants 6.
Right now, 72 mid-size cars have frozen 71 prices. But of all leading mid-size cars, one has unfrozen styling, unfrozen design, unfrozen engineering. Ford's Torino. This is Gran Torino, one of 9 new models. Torino's price is frozen, but it's been restyled, redesigned, re-engineered for 72. We wanted to give you a quieter, smoother ride, so we built a new, more rugged frame and body. We wanted to give you more precise handling, so we designed a new suspension system. We've added new front disc brakes, standard. We've designed new interiors to give you more room and comfort. Torino has moved ahead for 72, with all new styling and major engineering changes. Everybody can offer you frozen 71 prices, but everybody can't offer you a completely new car, which sort of sets us apart. Your Ford dealer's 72 Torinos. Only the price is frozen.
The Cowboys with the third down and 2 from their own 42-yard line. Joe Green, who has come off the field, appears to be all right. In fact, if you can read lips, I think you probably heard him say, "I'm all right." Joe Green, in his second year out of Bowling Green, played middle guard there. Now plays the tight safety. And a cramp in his right calf, we've been informed, on 3rd and 2. 2 tight ends are in, Truax and Mike Ditka, for the short yardage blocking. Reeves. Over the 45 to the 47. Plenty of yardage for the first down. Player coach Danny Reeves.
Well, when you look at this whole game in perspective, Frank, one gets the feeling always watching Dallas that with their great personnel, let's watch Nyland open this hole. Number 76, one of the great ones out of Iowa.
Some kind of hole is right.
Another first
Not
down
too
for the
bad.
Cowboys. Ball on their 47-yard line. That's Allworth in motion. Dwayne Thomas. Watch out. Cutting back Dwayne Thomas inside Giant territory to the 42.
As I was saying, you get the feeling they can explode at any time, yet overall, as we pointed out, it's not been a well-played game. Dallas has contained. Let's take another look at this one as Dwayne Thomas shows more of his versatility as a runner. Lane Nye leading the way for him there, as you just saw, number 61. We're back to that offensive line again. But Dallas has contained the Giants with its defense. And I'll tell you, someday they're going to put it all together, Don, and win the Super Bowl for you.
On first and 10 on the Giants' 42. Again, Dwayne Thomas very close to another first down. This time behind the blocks of Rayfield Wright and again Blaine Nye.
Now they're chewing up the Giants' defensive line, which has done so well up to a point, but is showing signs of fatigue. We were saying it. Yeah, you're going to watch Jimmy Files now, the middle linebacker, 58, get trapped here.
Rayfield Wright, number 70, who is the tackle that doesn't get quite as much credit as the other offensive tackle, who is Ralph Neely. But he is a big, strong offensive tackle that's done a great job for Dallas.
The ball on the Giants' 32, a half a yard short of another first down. Allworth goes to the right. Danny Reeves picks up the first down. Moving inside the Giants' 30-yard line.
Well, it's a relieved Don Meredith who sits next to us now, Frank. He sees the clock ticking away, 7 minutes, 9 seconds left, and he's looking forward to watching himself tomorrow on Greg Garrison's Gold Digger. Don, of course, en route to becoming a film star.
He is relaxed.
Can I quote you on that one, too?
Joe Green has come back into the backfield for the Giants in their defensive secondary. Alex Webster looking on. Time running out. 6 minutes and 47 seconds remain. Cowboys from first down. Danny Reeves with the football. Again, great blocking out in front of Danny Reeves. And would you believe he fumbled the football? I don't believe it.
I don't either.
Well, that's 10 fumbles, and that's why we can't say this has been a well-played game.
I believe Denny hurt his knee on that one, too. It looked like he's getting up a little slow, but he's walking off.
Carl Lockhart coming up with that football.
Watch Reeves. Reeves has what they term as a glide to him. He just kind of scoots along, does follow the blocking very well. Let's see what. And there he had the ball carrying again a little bit loose, and someone grabbed it from the backside. I believe that was Spider Lockhart. North Texas State picked that one up.
Now, in case you're wondering about the record for fumbles by two teams in a game in the NFL, it's 14, and it happened 3 times.
Tom can't believe it either if you saw that picture of him there on the sideline.
From near the goal line, Tarkenton whips it out to Rich Houston, incomplete.
You saw where he missed him, and that was to the outside. You're going to miss one of them. That's where you miss it if you throw it inside. There's Spider. What do you say, Spider? Nothing. He said nothing. Everything's all right.
Listen, did you know that Frank Gifford, on September 17th, 1961, played in a game against the Cardinals that had 14 fumbles?
I did not 14.
6 by the Giants and 8 by the Cardinals.
Now that you're reading
I had 3 of them.
Now that you're reading that book, would you go down there and see who has the record for the most fumbles in one season?
Second down, operating from the half-yard line, the Giants. Trailing 20-6. Tarkenton trying to go deep. The wrong side of Rich Houston. Houston drawing double coverage. Cornell Green back there, Herb Adderley back there. Green 34, Adderley 26. I don't envy the job of Fran Tarkenton trying to get out from his own end zone. The ball on the half-yard line, looking across the line at Bob Lilly, Jethro Pugh, Larry Cole, George Andre.
One of the reasons that you see a lot of passes from this situation is that you can expect the defense to be playing very tight. They want to contain you and keep you in the hole. It would indicate more often than not that you're going to get man-to-man coverage in the secondary. However, they did get double coverage the play before.
Again, the pass on third down. Adderley is there defending against McNeil. Incomplete. And now a problem for the Giants.
There is the man who holds the record for most individual fumbles in one season. Number 17, Dallas Cowboys.
What can I say? Why don't you ever let me know when y'all going to do this kind of stuff? I didn't do it tonight, though. That's one thing. Cowboys are doing better this year than they did last year, aren't they?
Tom Blanchard will have to punt. He cannot kick from his spread punt. He is going to have to hurry it. He has to stay inside the end zone. And he just did get it off.
And he got a flag.
He got a flag as number 71, Rodney Wallace, has hit Tom Blanchard. Another flag is now down at the 45-yard line.
Flags, flags, flags. Rodney Wallace is a rookie.
Bobby Hayes returning that punt. About the 40, but we'll wait and see because flags are down.
Bobby Bell was the referee, and he was right on that situation back there. Tommy Bell.
Bobby Bell plays in Kansas City.
Not too bad. We're going to see him next Monday.
I was going to say, you're getting ready early, Don.
Well, I've had my bell rung so many times, I get those bells mixed up.
Number 76, Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, Bell. We'll take a look at it. Tom Blanchard is the punter. Right in it, you'll see him come across. Number 71, Rodney Wallace. And he did turn him upside down. That'll cost you.
Yep. As a matter of fact, Frank, as you observed before we took the air tonight, the Chiefs are playing back now to their form of 2 years ago when they won everything.
They really are, tied with Oakland in their division. Running into the kicker is the call, an automatic first down, a 5-yard assessment.
That's different from rubbing the kicker, isn't it, Frank?
It is, by 10 yards, as Fran Tarkenton looks over that defense. Bobby Duhan goes in motion. Again, trying to hit Houston deep. And again, Houston. Double coverage.
He was covered that time, wasn't he?
Man, maybe you should look around for one that's getting single coverage.
One of the men covering Houston on that play wears number 34, Cornell Green. Cornell was once a cornerback, not a safety. And as we watch the play again, what I was saying is that Cornell broke in against a wide receiver named Frank Gifford, who made mincemeat of him. Now watch this. Watch Cornell come up. That's it.
And
but the next year, when Frank couldn't run so well, he went against Cornell, and Cornell chewed him up.
I thought you were going to stop, Howard. That first comment. On second down from the 5-yard line. Again, Duhan goes left. And again, Tarkenton puts it in the air. This time the screen pass to Morrison. Larson out in front with the block. Morrison over the 10 to about the 11-yard line.
Great pursuit by Jethro Pugh. Came from his defensive tackle to come out and play that screen. Nipped Morrison by the heels and did finally bring him down.
Pick up of about 5 yards. We mentioned Pittsburgh and Kansas City next Monday night. We'll also be in Minnesota the following Monday night for Baltimore and Minnesota, and what a beauty that'll be.
The Steelers are a definite threat this year against anyone, as you know. Though beaten by the Browns yesterday, they still have the golden arm of Terry Bradshaw, and they're a growing building team under Chuck Noll. Kansas City, Super Bowl winners 2 years ago with the capacity to beat anybody.
5 minutes remain to be played. The Giants trail by 14. Tarkenton firing to McNeil. He has it. Up over the 30 to the 34-yard line is Clifton McNeil. Charlie Waters to make the tackle.
Brand has been brave in this stretch of plays right here. He's been putting that thing in the air, and that's dangerous. You'll see him come back, set, drill it right in there. Clifton McNeil ran it down in. It was between Halley and Jordan and right in front of Herb Adderley, number 26. Actually, Herb missed it.
He's got to be brave. He's got 4 minutes and 38 seconds left. He trails by 14. He needs more than bravery. He needs a miracle.
He needs to go up on top, and his speediest receiver is Rich Houston. He puts Houston to the left. McNeil is to the right. Now Duhan goes in motion from the 32-yard line on 1st and 10. Morrison. Wow. Big number 77, Gregory, comes over to take a pop. as Leroy Jordan stops Morrison. Pick up perhaps 4 yards. 3 minutes, 50 seconds remain. The clock is running. Second down and 8 yards for the Giants. Jethro Pugh gets the rest. Bob Lilly came in. Lilly moved over. Gregory, 77, went to Pugh's spot. From the 34, Duhan motion left. Trying for McNeil deep. Adderley with good coverage.
I think that's the sixth pass in a row headed in Herb Adderley's direction, which is an indication that not so much they disrespect Herb, but they really do respect Mel Renfro, who plays the other side. Mel has been all-pro as a cornerback and as a safety man. Herb Adderley also is an all-pro with the Green Bay Packers.
A lot of years. A great defensive secondary. Adderley, Willie Wood, Bobby Jeter, Tommy Brown, during the years of Lombardi.
39 interceptions over this man's career. Wrote the book on cornerback play. Third down, and a long 8 for the Giants. They're operating now from the 33. Duhan motion left. Tucker trying to get up for that first down. He even puts the ball out front. He'll be short. Tarkenton says, we want to go on 4th down.
I like your attitude, friend. Admire your courage and question your judgment.
3:10 left in the football game. The clock continuing to run.
Tarkenton, 21 of 37, 221 yards. Now on 4th down with 2 yards. And each time Tarkenton has had short yardage of 2 yards, he has gone to the air for his first down.
We might see him run around a little bit this time. He's going to get him started. And he is not.
I suppose that's why he has been going to the air. Larry Cole breaking through to jump Bobby Duhan.
Well, we'll take a look at it again. This is something that we didn't expect. Obviously, Dallas did because they closed it up pretty good. That's Larry Cole, 63. Dave Edwards is 52 coming in there. And they were right. They were doing what they were supposed to do. That's one thing about coordinated defenses. They don't really play the emotional side of it.
And with timeout, the score. The Giants 6, the Dallas Cowboys 20.
This is a revolutionary new shaving system from Gillette. To shave you close, we put in our finest blade. And then, to shave you even closer, we put in another one. Gillette introduces the world's first razor with 2 separate blades. The new Gillette Track 2. 2 blades. To get whisker, 1 blade could miss. The new Gillette Track 2 twin blade shaving system. It's 1 blade better than whatever you're using now.
I think all antiperspirants are about the same. You know, man works for a while and still somebody hassles me. You know, I gotta go.
If your antiperspirant doesn't do what you hired it to, fire yours and hire ours. Right Guard antiperspirant. Get the drying agent that really helps keep you dry. Stops odor, too.
Does my antiperspirant keep me dry? Yeah. Today it's drip dry.
Then fire yours and hire ours. Ours is Right Guard.
From the Goodyear blimp, the America, flying over the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, we get a good view from our pilot, Don Hoskanak.
It's good to know they haven't changed pilots.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Dwayne Thomas. Flag goes down as Dwayne Thomas goes down. Met there by Jim Files, number 58. Douglas, 51. You know, Don, there's 200,000 cubic feet of helium in that blimp. Do you believe that?
Yep, we established that before. And, Don, if they changed pilots, we'd have a scoop.
Did you know the length of it's 194 feet? Did you know there's 7,560 lights on the side, and it's 80 miles of wire?
Who's the cameraman up there, Don?
Oh, it's Bill Sullivan. I bet a lot of people didn't know those things, but I also didn't know who was it that was that interested in it.
Holding. The Dallas Cowboys. Joe Williams has come in as one setback, replacing Danny Reeves. Joe Williams, number 36, rookie out of Wyoming. There it is. That's the story of this football game. They spread them around pretty evenly. Craig Morton Another fumble. Wayne Thomas bobbles the football. The Giants recover, I believe. Yes, it is. Bottom of the pile, number 58, Jim Files.
It's a pity. Incidentally, that was a stroke of genius by our diminutive producer putting up the fumbles just before the 11th one came along. Another tangible evidence of his great ability.
Well, records are good for something. He just drops that one. That one went right in the stomach. You can't do what without what. You can't score without the football.
The clock is moving with 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Tarkenton goes down. The flag is down at the 40-yard line.
Pity we only have 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. A little more time, we might get to the 14 fumble record, Don.
Well, that would certainly be very interesting. Mean a lot to all of us.
That flag appears to be for offensive interference. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys would decline. Well, here's the relaxed Freddie Dreyer. Quite a football player. And during this past offseason, Freddie Dreyer went down and looked around South America. Got lost in the river down there. Great surfer. Had a couple motorcycles.
Sound like my kind of fella.
I thought you'd like him, Don. Second down and 15. Duhan. Hit by Waters and Harris.
Tom Stensick has replaced Leroy Jordan as the middle linebacker. They're trying to get him as much experience as they possibly can.
And with timeout, the score. The Dallas Cowboys 20, the New York Giants 6.
Most new cars leaving U.S. factories are treated with special radiator anti-leak ingredients. So safe and effective, they're the only anti-leak ingredients used by U.S. automakers.
You get them with Dow Supercoolant Antifreeze, backed by Dow Research.
Get safe anti-leak protection with Dow Supercoolant Antifreeze. Dow makes a science out of caring for your car. Dow.
To really appreciate our cigar, you have to smoke their cigar. Take a puff on their cigar. Then take a puff on a White Owl. Try this cigar test on us. Send your name, address, and name of any other comparably priced cigar to White Owl, Box 40, New York, New York. And we'll send you one of theirs, one of ours. White Owl, ours.
Calvin Hill, number 35, the right knee sprained and wrapped, as you can see. Point we wanted to make earlier tonight about injuries was that last year we blamed a lot of them on the loss of training time because of the pension strike. And it's only fair to bring out that this year we've had an even greater abundance of injuries and there was no pension strike. And we think we owe it to our viewers and listeners and to the players themselves to make the point.
The Giants with the first down and 10. They're on the Dallas Cowboys' 40-yard line. Tarkenton firing for McNeil. McNeil working against Mel Renfro as Tarkenton goes down in the arms of Gregory. Bill Gregory, he's a rookie out of Wisconsin. He is big like all the Dallas Cowboy front four men, 6'5", 255 pounds. Giants desperately need to get on the scoreboard. They're going to have to go long. The Cowboys, front four, aware of this. If they can get on the scoreboard, they would have an opportunity. From the 40-yard line of the Cowboys, Tarkenton firing to Duhan. Duhan goes down by Chuck Howley, 54. Cornell Green, 34, was also there. The Giants in their hurry-up offense. Pickup of about 17 yards. That's the time the clock is moving. This will be a pass play. Fran will try for the completion. Or if he cannot complete it, he'll throw to kill the clock. He has 3 timeouts remaining. Houston to the right, McNeil to the left. Goes to Morrison, who tries to one-hand it. Incomplete. That will stop the clock. It will also give us a chance to tell you our executive producer of ABC Sports is Boone Arledge. NFL Monday Night Football is produced and directed by the diminutive Chet Forty. Our co-produced by Dennis Lewin. Co-directed by Don Ohlmeyer. Our associate director, Lou Frederick. Technical directors, Bill Morris and John Broderick. Our engineering supervisor is Roy Robbins. Our unit manager, Art Thibodeau. Assistants to the producers, Bill Yerrick and Bob Goodrich.
Diminutive, eh?
On second down, 2nd and 10. The ball on the Cowboys' 24-yard line. McNeil goes to the right. McNeil well covered. Tarkenton scrambling. Finds Duhan, who can't hold on to the football. Duhan well covered by number 54, Chuck Howley. I'd also like to thank our statistician, Jerry Kapstein, and our spotter, Frank Graham. And again, we'll remind you, Pittsburgh and Kansas City next Monday night. And, of course, on Saturday, a real battle, as it always is, Arkansas and Texas. That's from Little Rock, Arkansas. That's 4 p.m. Eastern Time here on ABC. Yep. 3rd and 10. There they are. McNeil, 6 points. McNeil splitting Charlie Waters, 41, and Mel Renfro. Tarkenton drilling it on target. And I don't have to tell you, this is not over.
Clifton McNeil, number 18. I really think, I don't know what they were doing. It looked like to me that...
had to be a combination.
Yeah,
Don.
Renfro went outside. Looks like Waters was... they should have been a combination. He had him to the inside. They just split him in there. It's a good route. Good throw by Francis.
And the man who is going to attempt this conversion, Pete Gogolak, I think we'll see in a few moments, trying an onside kick. Right through the heart is Pete Gogolak. The Giants drawing closer. There is the story. 1 minute and 16 seconds remain. Giants with 3 timeouts. And over in the sidelines, Gogolak goes to Norb Hecker, the defensive coach. Matt Hazeltine is on Gogolak's right, linebacker coach for the Giants. These men coaching the special teams. There it is, 1:16 remains to be played. The decision will be whether or not to kick away and then use your timeouts to try and regain possession of the football. Dallas has 1 man deep. 1 man, Cliff Harris, has dropped deep. They are anticipating the onside kick, so am I. But again, they do have 3 timeouts remaining. And the Cowboys have got everybody up, with the exception of Cliff Harris. He's hanging back about the 25. Cliff Harris at about the 25. There it is. It has to travel 10 yards before it can be touched. It doesn't. It goes out of bounds. There will be the penalty assessed of 5 yards. And we'll do the same thing all over again. Looking over in the far left side is Otto Brown and Joe Green, number 33. And I would anticipate that Joe Green is the man the Giants hope will be able to recover the onside kick. And boy, have the Cowboys pulled up. They have 8 men, 9 men, 10 men within 10 yards. Again, the ball must travel 10 yards before it can be touched. And here's Joe Green. Reed is also there. Those are receiver types with the good hands, as they say. Try the other side once. D.D. Lewis. So, with 1 minute and 12 seconds, the onside kick fails. D.D. Lewis, also with the good hands. Again, the score, the Cowboys 20, the Giants 13.
We approach the time, Frank, when we'll be seeing more of innovative Hank Scram's hijinks next week. And Don Meredith's good friend Bobby Bell, whom we said earlier was 76, mistakenly. As I recollected, Don, he's 78.
Good thinking, Howard.
All right. We've seen many fumbles tonight. This is what the Giants are hoping for now. The first man will make the tackle. The second man will go for the football. Carl Lockhart uses one of the Giants' 3 timeouts. Pick up of maybe a yard. Possession is what the Cowboys want to maintain if they can. 45 seconds remaining to be played. Craig Morton moves over to the sidelines to talk to player coach Danny Reeves and head coach Tom Landry. Tom Landry, who has been the winningest coach in pro football over the past 5 years. And I played cornerback for him, Tom, when I played defense. He was a Giant safety man, and he has got one great head for football.
Yeah, he has that. He can come up with a lot of numbers that'll just dazzle you.
Made a star out of a man who spent much of the evening in our booth. Big Sam Huff, number 7.
He sure did for a fact. The violent world of Sam Huff.
Second down and 11. 45 seconds remain. The Giants a touchdown and a conversion away. Joe Williams. Pickup of about 3 yards. And I'm kind of amazed as we look at head coach Alex Webster that Tom Landry, at this critical point in the game, would leave the rookie, Joe Williams, in the ball game. And we see Henry Reed limping to the sideline. Jim Kinnicky will replace Reed. Third down now and 8. The Giants, with one timeout remaining, must stop this play to get possession for any kind of hope of pulling to a tie. Trainers Johnny Ziegel and Johnny Johnson work on Henry Reed. It appears as if Reed has damaged his left leg, whether it's a knee or what, we cannot ascertain from here as we look again at Tom Landry. He has just sent Craig Morton back into the game. Joe Williams, one setback. Dwayne Thomas, the other setback. I kind of think he said give the ball to Thomas. He's been around a little longer than Williams, but we'll see. This is Williams. Williams upended right at the line of scrimmage. And the Giants will use their final timeout on Hornsby, coming over along with Carl Lockhart.
A report on Reed, Frank. He twisted his left knee, not believed to be at all serious.
All right, fourth down now for the Cowboys. The Giants, keep in mind, are out of timeouts. And Craig Morton has gone over to talk to Tom Landry. They will probably not attempt a field goal because it could be blocked. They can run the clock now. The official clock on the scoreboard shows 32 seconds. They can run one play. The Giants will be unable to stop the football. They have their offensive team gathered on the sidelines. They'll run out onto the field, try and get a play that they've already called on the sidelines into action. It'll be a pass trying to kill the clock. Norb Hecker to Carl Lockhart. What he might be saying, I don't know, other than we have got to stop them if we're going to get a chance even for one play. In other words, go get the football.
You know, Dallas used the rush this half done just the way you wanted them to for 172 yards.
They played a much better second half.
On fourth down, 32 seconds remain. Oh, and offsides goes Douglas, I believe. Flags are in the air. John Douglas, number 51, I believe you saw a jump offsides for the Giants. Clock now shows 29 seconds. You'll see John Douglas. And he has to be a very embarrassed Giant. 2 or 3 seconds, very expensive at this point. More than that now, the Cowboys have fourth down and 3. Craig Morton looking over to the yard markers. Joe Williams comes back to the Brown set. This is Williams. He does not pick up the first down. You'll see the Giants' offensive team rush onto the field. They've called a play already. The official will start the clock. The Giants out of timeout. The official will start the clock when he sees both teams are on the field and set. The Cowboys obviously in the prevent defense. 26 seconds remain. The Giants trailing by one single touchdown. They're 70 yards away from that touchdown. Duhan, and he'll go out of bounds. Pickup of about 9 yards. 17 seconds remain. Duhan, 9 receptions here this evening, 111 yards. I'll repeat, 17 seconds remain to be played. Giants without timeout. The Cowboys will be defending, Don, wouldn't you say, the sidelines in every way possible.
Yeah, it's really a tough job, Frank, with this little time and no timeout. He is going to have to get out of bounds as quick as he can, so the chance to either go to the sidelines or try to take the chance and go deep. They've got these guys playing pretty deep back there, though.
Almost picked off. Mel Renfro almost picked off that pass. I might add, was almost complete to McNeil.
They're just playing back as far as they can. You'll see him try to hit him at the line of scrimmage. McNeil goes down deep. He just pulls up in a hole. Renfro, as you don't even see in the picture right now, is still another 10 or 15 yards down there. He's trying to time this. And there it is. It went right through his hand. As Frank mentioned, it was almost complete to McNeil after he went by.
Now on third down, Tarkenton 25 of 45, 289 yards. The Giants battling to the end. They came into this game without their number one offensive threat, Ron Johnson. Still in there with seconds remaining, the clock moving. This will be the last play. Well, why not? Charlie Harper can't find the handle. I think we'll have our last fumble of the evening as time runs out. 12 fumbles on the night.
There's
Alex
Coach
Webster trots off.
He's not too happy. There's Coach Landry, and I'm sure he is too. He really looks excited.
The final score: the Dallas Cowboys 20, the New York Giants 13. And we'll return to the Cotton Bowl in just a moment.
What kind of tires can drive down a snow-covered mountain? Dig in and stop fast on hard-packed snow. Or with studs, even stop on glare ice. The answer? Sears Dynaglass Ice and Snow Tires, with the exclusive traction groove down the center. They go in snow, stop in snow, stop on ice. Dynaglass Ice and Snow Tires for front and rear wheels. Only at Sears.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays the diehard from the swift completion of its appointed start. The Sears Diehard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't. Sold only at Sears.
And this is not the crew of the blimp. On my right, Don Meredith, Howard in the middle, of course, and you probably heard the Dallas fans strike up Old Lang Syne as the Cowboys left the field. The winner here this evening, and of course, this is the last game the Cowboys will play in the Cotton Bowl. They move to Texas Stadium for their game in 2 weeks. And Don, a lot of memories for you here.
It really is, Frank. This Cotton Bowl is something I came up here, I mentioned a while ago, to see the State Fair for the first time, and I said, gosh, if I could just play one game. It was a great thrill for me to be here.
Well, right now, this is Frank Gifford saying so long for Don Meredith, Howard Cosell. We're leaving the Cotton Bowl. Our air travel has been arranged through, and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines, the airline chosen by 20 of the 26 pro teams. Our blimps provided by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company.
Longstreet battles a conspiracy of silence as he tracks down a killer in the jazz world of New Orleans, Thursday night at 9, 8 Central Time. Then Owen Marshall tries to save a young entertainer's career, but he may have to destroy a prominent physician to do it. Thursday night here on ABC.